Whoa. I know what courtier does, Gary.
Oh, I was just adding it, and I clicked it. I clicked the chat thing back.
Bureaucracy. Ugh.
Ugh.
Gross.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna be a pain up your butt. We follow the letter of the law.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. That's some.
No, I come from a.
A land down under.
Yep, that's.
Are you guys streaming?
Yes, we have started streaming. Kurt says sorry for delay.
Yep,
He is on the way.
I
Yes,
am.
we have started
Can
streaming.
I stream? Like, are we individually
Kurt
streaming?
says
too?
sorry for delay. I'm not. He is
You
on
could
the
you
way.
could always host my stream.
Can I stream?
That is true.
Kurt says
I don't know if
sorry
that
for
does
delay. I'm
anything
not.
if I'm
You
offline.
What the You could heck?
always
host my
It
stream.
does.
Can I stream? Does it?
That is true.
Kurt says
I don't know if
sorry
that.
Wow,
Okay.
that's rude.
I kept hearing.
Make a
Yeah,
premium.
I fixed it. I fixed it, guys. I'm sorry. I fixed the feedback. That's my bad. My thing.
For few pubs, then D&D later.
He's on his way.
Excuse me.
God knows he's played 20.
Host it.
I know, right?
Yeah, I gotta do that. That's Twitch.
Oh, there we go. I'll move myself over. And Gary's right there. Okay, so we got our roles and everything.
Host the legendary tales.
How do I go full screen in Chrome? I forgot.
F11, I think.
Is it F11? Hey, there it is. That's gonna look so much better now. Winners, obviously.
When
So.
someone taught me that hockey, I was just like, nice. Forward mode. How have I existed before?
I know, right?
You clearly didn't before.
Oh shit. I closed roll 20.
Well, I can see. Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Starting off strong. Let's go.
There we go.
Oh, you
Okay.
can drag the people around now?
Yeah.
Or is that just because you're DM? Oh my god. No, you can't. It's because you're DM.
Yep. Where do you want to be? Does anyone want to be anywhere?
I just didn't know. Oh my god, no, you can move the tiles. That's something new. I don't think you were able to do that before.
Which one of these bozos am I?
You're not
you
on
don't,
there
you
yet.
don't have a bozo. Actually,
Oh, okay. Here, I have a picture.
I'm not putting that picture as your character, Jenkins.
What are you talking about? It's my character.
No real people, Jenkins, unless it's like Nick Cage.
That's not a real person.
I beg to differ.
Whoa,
That is
whoa.
absolutely a real person.
No,
Jenkins.
I don't know, man.
That's
There's
my
no way.
brother, Jenkins.
Oh,
Jenkins, you
shit.
fucker.
Is that really your brother? Because that would be amazing.
It does, Gary, you do have a striking resemblance to this young.
His
fella.
name is James Anderson.
Is it? Is it for real?
What a
though?
fancy name.
I know, right?
Mm.
Big J. That's what they call
Okay,
him.
so I'm gonna find a thing that doesn't look like actual Jenkins, but we're gonna get close enough.
Okay, here
Let's
I'll
do-
I've got some pretty great Jenkins emotes that I could just send you, and
No,
you
I
could
got
use
it.
those as his token. I kind of want to send one now. Oh, I don't think I can because I think the sticker pack's
Okay,
only for
alright.
WhatsApp.
I have another one. So I'm an elf. I'm a half elf.
You are half elf. yeah?
Don't tell us.
Well, you can my party? Like, I thought you would.
We gotta
know.
introduce ourselves.
Yeah, we
dude.
have to introduce each other.
Oh.
Way to spoil shit, Jesus.
Okay.
And once Purge gets here, we will actually.
Yo, why is this not working? Come on, what's going on here?
Why is the lighting changing in your room?
It's a screen.
It's my
Oh.
monitor.
Okay.
No, he's having a rave without us.
Yeah, dude. Put that.
I'm worried. I'm a little worried. Is it in the general chat? Please tell me. You didn't.
Yeah. It's
I'm not putting that as you think, Jenkins.
Why
Oh no,
not?
what did he send this time? That's not bad. That's not a real person.
That's not a real person. It's an elf.
Why not? Why? You just crop off part of him.
I guess I'll. Ugh.
Compared to what he put originally,
That-
that's a very
that-
big step up for
That
Jenkins.
is very
That is
true.
a marked improvement.
That
is
is.
very true. So
I
hold on.
appreciate that.
Well, it's an actual improvement on his actual face, but that's fine.
Whoa!
I'm just kidding.
This guy. He doesn't even have a 6-inch beard and he's shit
Dude,
talking.
the DM is already abusing us.
Wow. That's classy.
Look at the resolution of the aspect ratio.
What is this? An elf for ants?
It won't let me click the thing for some reason. I don't get it.
Even roll 20 doesn't want it.
It literally doesn't want to let me do it. I think it's because it's invisible. I think it's seeing that it's invisible. It doesn't have, or it's not letting me click anything. What is?
Oh god, now
on
it's
there?
even worse somehow.
I was under.
Oh no. No.
Hey, there's Purge in there.
Ooh.
All right.
La Purge.
For some reason, it literally won't let me edit this. I don't understand why. But then again, I can't click on your guys' stuff either.
Oh dear.
Have I broken it by going full screen?
Hello.
Did you just make a rectangle penis scary?
No, Jenkins did.
You can see my color. I was trying to get away with that.
Oh, we are off to a great start, guys.
Oh, you can see my color. Jesus. Oh.
All right, HPs, and then AC. And we will get that linked eventually. I think it's HP's 21. Oh, we'll figure that out. Okay, so now we're all here.
Purge looks very concerned. Is something
he
going on,
looks-
I'm
Purge?
sorry. Sorry.
does
Adelaide.
look very
I thought
concerned.
that game would be faster, but it does not.
No, you're good.
I'm looking for the Twitch URL so I can host the stream.
I will put it in the Discord, in the Legendary Tales channel, where people should be talking, but it's fine.
Oh, let's see. This.
There you go. All right.
All right, tweeted that.
Sweet.
Dungons and Dargons.
I know, right?
I'm gonna post this
Oh
on my
my god,
YouTube
Jenkins,
as
your
well.
brain.
Oh no, what did
brain is so
Jenkins post
smooth.
now?
Your brain is so smooth, Jenkins.
Thank you. I appreciate that actually.
How much Diet Dr. Pepper have you been drinking?
Quite a lot.
That's
Quite
the
a
first
lot.
thing he said to me when you were making his characters. Do you drink Diet Dr. Pepper?
And then he said, "I don't drink diet because it gives you diabetes." I
God,
said,
it looks like Jenkins had a stroke when he wrote that tweet.
Yes, that's what I was.
Oh my god, dude.
I actually wouldn't doubt it if he did, though. I mean, look at his character model.
You leave little Jenkins elf that's poorly rendered alone.
I'm already in character.
It's better than the last one he posted.
Oh come on, that's rude. That's Garrett's brother, Moxie. Show some
That's
Leave
true.
James Anthony out of this.
Yeah.
Poor James Anthony. I'm sorry, James Anthony.
All right, so here's... Okay, so now that we're all here, are we ready to go? Besides, Jenkins will figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
At some point, I will... By the next time we play, which hopefully will be next week, I will have a better overlay with everyone's Twitters and stuff on it. But we decided this morning what time it was going to be. So, here goes the intro. Are you guys ready? Are we ready
Ready.
to play? Okay.
Let's go.
So, you guys currently reside on the continent of Airshell. Basically, it's a the northwestern side of a pretty massive continent, and I'm actually going to show you a picture because I made it today, and it's amazing. Oh, that's not great.
There it is.
So I'm gonna show the
This is map
stream.
for Ant's part.
I'm gonna show the stream, and then I'm gonna send it to you guys in the Legendary Tales channel because apparently it doesn't want to do it on Roll20, and I don't know how to do that yet. So, what on earth? Okay, Airshell, upload. So there's the map. If you want to click on it, there it is, and here we go. The stream is about to get it. Here's the map.
You made this?
I did make that.
I'm impressed.
It took me 2 hours to make that map.
I'm not surprised. It looks nice.
Thank you. So you guys are currently residing in the capital at the very top. Okay, the very top. And the way let me describe you the capital. The capital is not necessarily where you're from, because Purge's character is not from there. So
Whoa, metagaming. Metagaming.
Whoa, you're not allowed to reveal my secret.
I can reveal whatever I want. Okay, I'm just kidding. So the capital itself is residing in a caldera and surrounded by the ocean. So the capital actually sits below sea level. It's actually underneath what they've done is over the years they've built layers and layers of city on top of each other, where the very top is where people go to do basically trade, and that's it. All the fish is actually brought in to a dock that's actually in its own area that's almost underwater. So basically crates are dropped underwater and then they pull the crates inside, and that's how they get shipping inside of the capital. And then all the fresh water from the capital comes from the massive lake directly in the center of the map. And everything else is connected via these roads. And if you look at the bottom left-hand side of the map, that's the scale. It's based off of days traveled, not just specifically miles or kilometers, because that's not the way that people measure things in this world. It's by days traveled. So if you wanted to go from the capital to far home, it would take you about 2 weeks. So that's a little bit of background. The capital is about 2,000 years old as a city. This side of the continent has been recently civilized, as it was a wasteland for a few thousand years until some of the elves moved in and they have started growing things, which is the undergrowth is specifically made by the elves. So your characters are all in the capital. It's very bustling. You're in the uppermost level of the capital area. So you smell the ocean air. There's people everywhere. There are usually between 20 and 50,000 people in the capital at any given time, depending on what trade season it is.
Smells like dead fish.
It might where you are, and you guys are currently standing. You guys
That's just Jenkins.
You guys are currently standing basically in a large town square, where your characters have been summoned to meet a person known as his name. Sorry, where are my notes at? His name is Captain Benedict. And as far as you know, everything about him that you've heard is that he's a legendary fighter that was actually commended in a war specifically between the elves and the capital, where he carried around a blunderbuss. The blunderbuss is his weapon of choice. So, and all of you are have been summoned from your respective areas because you're in some way a folk hero, or you've done something special to prove yourself that you're actually more capable than the normal person of doing very specific tasks, whether it's hurting people or saving people from monsters, that kind of thing. But you're summoned to meet Captain Benedict in the middle of a town square next to a very large cathedral that is dedicated to the sun god. So, the square specifically is a large round, it's surrounded by buildings, and it's a large round, not necessarily square, but it's a large round opening where there's a large fountain in the middle that stands about 10 feet tall, and there's an angel on the top of it, and the wings are actually created by water emitting from the chest cavity. So it's actually an angelic figure that has a sword, and it's looking straight up, and the wings are actually created by water being sent out of the shoulders of the statue itself. And the whole statue is made out of marble. Gareth, what is your character doing right now?
I am currently at the... So you said there's a sun temple there.
Absolutely. It's a large...
It's like a staircase that goes up to it?
There's a large marble staircase that leads all the way up.
I am currently kneeling in front of the marble staircase, praying.
You're praying at the marble staircase. Cool. Moxie, what is your character doing?
My character is outside of the cathedral, over to the side a little bit. She's got a little like shop set up almost, where there's all little types of like bottles in front, and she's like talking to various people as they go by, trying to entice them. Like, hey, you look like someone who's very displeased with life. Things don't look like they're going great for you. Why not spend a couple coppers and see what'll happen? It'll improve your life.
So you're selling your wares?
I'm trying to.
You're trying to?
Trying to.
Excuse me. All right. Purge, what are you doing?
Well, I'm looking around. I've never been in this part of town before, and I'm excited for the new task, so I'm just soaking in all the sights. Curious why Gary B is worshipping stairs and not the nice thing at the top of it. So I'm very curious. So I'm just dead ass staring at Gary, watching.
Okay. What are you doing, Jenkins?
I'm in a part of town, and I'm watching a guy that clearly has never been in this part of town before, as he looks over at somebody who's worshipping stairs, and then I think, what is this guy doing worshipping stairs and not a statue? And then I realize that's, Purge had pretty good reason to look at this guy and think the same thing.
Okay, so you're standing a little bit farther away behind Purge. How
I'm
close?
Kind of, just
how
moving
close?
through.
Purge. How close are you to the fountain?
Oh, I'm a good 30 feet away.
Okay. What about you, Jenkins? Are you behind him, so you're even farther?
Yeah, I'm like about a foot away from Purge, just staring at him.
Oh, so you're literally right
Oh.
behind him.
Yeah, he doesn't see me. He doesn't see me yet. But with my...
Can I roll for perception? No.
If you want to.
Yeah, I do.
Of
What do
course
I
he
roll?
Begins.
So what you can do is you go to your character sheet, and then you literally click on perception.
Yes. Boop.
Bam.
Trying to-
What?
So yeah. You notice that there's a guy directly behind you, just like sniffing down your neck, essentially.
Oh, well, I'm gonna turn around and look him into the face, and be like, "Oh, hello." I'm not moving. I'm not backing away, by the way, if that's not clear.
Okay. Hello. You smell nice. Is that gender neutral cologne?
Do I just like keep talking to this dumb shit? I don't. I don't.
You don't have to dignify any of
Can
this
I-
with a
I'm
response
conf-
if you don't want to.
Can I look him up and down? Give me his physical description.
Yeah,
Come on,
Jen-
Jenkins. What do you
Jenkins,
look like?
what do you look like?
I'm a small elf.
I could
Looks
tell.
like-
Yep.
One of Santa's little helpers, but one of the higher up ones that's been at the workshop for quite some time. So I'm very wise in how.
Are you green and red? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm wearing green and red, but I'm not. My skin color is not green and red. I don't see color. so-
Okay.
Are you
Okay.
colorblind?
No, I'm not colorblind. I just meant
Oh, okay. That
Am I
could be a thing.
witnessing this happening? Is this close enough for me to kind of...
Make a perception check since you're not really focusing on it.
Okay.
I didn't.
Yeah, you can see it.
I'm gonna look over to the two gentlemen that are over there. I'm gonna shout out to them and just say, "You boys look like you could use a better quality of life. I bet this is not what you've been looking for. I mean, you're really tiny." I'm gonna gesture to the tiny elf. I don't know what I'm looking at when I look at Purge's character. What am I looking at here?
What is she looking at, Purge?
I didn't finish my description. I just didn't care. How about I look like me? I'm a human.
Okay.
I am I'm approximately 6 feet tall. I'm slightly to moderately
Sorry,
jacked.
guys.
So basically,
Alright.
I'm like, athletic. Is that
Athletic
enough
build,
description?
got it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like Purge in real life, basically.
So
Essentially.
I'm gonna
yeah.
look
Sure.
at Jenkins' character and I'm gonna say, "Boy, I bet you probably wish that you were, more like this guy standing next to you. You're awfully tiny there, friend. Do I have something for you?" And I'm gonna take one of the bottles out. It's gonna be a greenish small vial. I'm gonna say,
green,
it
Christmas,
even
yeah.
looks very similar to you. It's got that green tone. And, for 5 coppers, if you were to take this potion, I guarantee something amazing will happen. And you will be so much more excited about life. Don't you want to be more excited about life?
Yeah. I'll take the potion.
That'll be 5 coppers.
Okay. I don't want to pay that much. I don't know how to see how much money I have.
You have 10 gold total right
I
now.
have 10 gold. Okay.
You can
so
afford some coppers.
Is it 100 silver in a gold?
No, it's 10 silver, 10 copper.
10 copper.
It's 10, 10, 10.
Okay. I'll give you 7 copper for 2 of those potions.
You want 2 potions.
I want double the. Does it give me double the power if I take 2?
Well, I don't normally do any sort of bargaining for my potions. They're really incredible results. But, I might be able to let 2 go for, say, 8 copper.
Devin, I would like to use intimidation on Moxie.
Okay, so what are you saying exactly?
What am I saying?
Mhm.
I'm a very powerful elfling, and you're gonna give me those potions, and I'm not gonna pay a single dime over 7 copper because
What's
I'm
a
not
dime?
because I'm not gonna pay a single copper over 7 because I'm not made of money like this guy. And then I look at Purge, and it's like a passive aggressive.
And then I say, is this man bothering you, miss?
You know, he really is starting to bother me.
So going.
He's been very rude.
So your character's female?
Yes.
I don't see any female characters on
How
here.
far away am I from
I would say you're probably like 30, 35 feet from them right now because they're like relatively close to the fountain. If you want to make a perception check, you don't have to roll very high to figure out that they're talking to each other.
Is that jumpable for me?
Not quite.
Not-
Your jump distance is your strength
Oh,
action.
you're gonna have to walk.
We'll go perception. See if
If you wanted to run and
Oh.
jump, you could do that.
could run and jump onto the statue.
The elf.
As hilarious as that would be.
Don't tackle me, Gary.
I'm gonna run and
That's
jump
assault.
onto the elf.
There are rules at the Capitol. You must follow them.
I don't know. You're intimidating a poor, Vidalkin over here, just trying to sell her
You're
wares.
trying to upsell me.
I'm not trying to upsell you. You're trying to downsell me.
That's
Sir,
true.
what race is she?
She's what's called a Vidalkin. They are blue skin. They have no hair, and they're usually very intellectual based, facts based. Not usually emotional, but not everybody fits the profile. So, just
She
saying.
looks like an Asari from Mass Effect, I guess is a good way to put it.
It's actually
It's
true.
Oracle.
Without horns, you don't have any horns
No
that we
horns.
know of.
That you know.
I was
I
just
might
saying,
wear
yeah.
a lot of wigs too. I could have been wearing a lot of wigs. You don't know that.
It's true.
But I'm gonna cartwheel over to this potion trade. I
Make
wanna
an
see-
acrobatics check, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
You acrobatics over.
Okay. What the fuck's happening over here?
I'm just trying to sell my wares, and this this tiny elfling here got very aggressive towards me, and I don't understand why. I just wanted to
Excuse me?
sell.
I'm
There
a
was no
half
reason for
elf.
you to get very angry at me. I was just trying to make a deal. This is very irrational of you when all I'm trying to do is have a commerce transaction.
Can we talk about tiny? I'm a half elf. For my class of elf, I'm actually within the S tier of possible heights. So when
How
you say
tall is he?
tiny,
That's a good
Sorry?
question. How tall are you? Half elves are generally the size of humans, by the way.
I'm 2'5".
So you're an elf with
Do you have
You're an
some
elf
sort
with
of
dwarfism.
I'm not a
Deformity?
half elf. I'm not a half elf like a half-blooded elf. I'm half the size of a regular elf.
Bro, you were staring at my butt this whole time. Just like literally right where my ass is.
Why do you think
Staying
I
a foot
was-
behind.
Why do you think I was so close? I was trying to see through the cracks so I can look at Garrett.
As you guys are having this conversation, I need all of you to make a perception check. So Jenkins, I need you to do a /roll 1d20 plus 6, please.
One 1d20.
Plus 6.
Damn, Gary.
Why isn't he just pressing perception?
Because we made his character like 15 minutes before we started, and he hasn't transferred everything into roll 20 yet. So, Moxie and Jenkins don't see anything because they're yelling at each other.
Squabbling.
So, directly behind Gareth walks up a man dressed in just a breastplate, and he looks like what we would consider a Spaniard. He has that big pointy rimmed helmet, and he comes up behind you and he says, "Good morning."
Oh shit.
And you two are still yelling at each other, and Gareth and Purge, you guys look behind you, and you see this man. He's about 6'6", dressed in breastplate with some what appears to be silk silk clothing underneath it and some knee-high, like strapped leather boots, and he has a large firearm on his back.
Not a good morning.
Sorry, who is he standing near?
He's right behind Gareth.
Just is out of breath because he cartwheeled it.
No,
I'm
I'm chill.
gonna look over at Gary and see what he says. I assume it looks like the guy's talking to Gary and nobody else.
He's
Hello,
actually
sir.
talking to both of you. You can tell that he's looking at both of you.
Okay, I'll walk over and approach him.
Hello, sir. Elgar Leafbottom. How are you doing? What's your purpose?
I'm doing fantastic. My name is Captain Benedict, and I'm here to try and introduce you guys into my guild. Who are you? Which one are you again? I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at that beautiful woman behind you.
Elgar Leafbottom the 17th. Long line of Elgar Leafbottoms from Wind. Mayoral.
I wish I cared about any of that information, but I don't.
Glorious weapon you've got on your back there. Do you use it for hunting?
It entirely depends on what you consider hunting. And if you
Oh, a
consider
number of targets
people,
and beasts can be hunted.
no, unless you consider trash people beasts.
Humans are beasts. Wood elves are beasts. All
They
manners
can
of
be.
creatures are beasts.
Do you murder people, Mr. Leafbottom?
Murder is such a strong word.
No, it's not.
I have
Can I-
dispatched with humans.
Can I inspect to see if he truly has leaves on his bottom?
Sure.
That's gonna be my job.
I'm guessing there's no leaves on your bottom.
Is there anything nearby for me to camouflage into, actually?
No, there's not.
God,
Just
God damn
Homer
it.
Simpson your way into a shrub.
Yeah.
That'd be
exactly.
hilarious,
That's
but I
what
don't think so.
That's what I was trying to just Mask of the Wild, just go and hide myself.
Are we still squabbling, or have we taken notice of
I
this?
assumed we're fighting still.
Can
My
I-
character would keep
can
fighting.
Can I throw one of my potions at him?
I'll drink
Absolutely.
it.
I'm gonna throw one of my potions at him. I'm gonna pick one up, and I'm just gonna be like, you know what? You want a potion so badly? Here, fine, take it. I'm gonna chuck it at him.
Roll a d6.
All right.
Jenkins?
Oh,
1. So I'm assuming that means it's a shitty throw.
no.
Oh.
I need you to roll an attack at advantage because he is not ready for this.
Roll. How do I do attack advantage? I
Oh
forget how to
no,
do
you
it.
just hit your attack. Just roll do a dexterity throw. Just click you should be able to click on dexterity and it'll roll 2 dice. So 21. The potion hits you right in the face and it feels like your nose is broken, but the second that it feels like horrible, it feels really fine again because she threw a healing potion at you. She didn't know it was a healing potion, but it was a healing potion.
Okay.
Well, shit, that was one of my good ones.
And as that happens, the captain says, "Whoa! Hold on. What are you doing over there?"
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask that you remove this elfling because he has been absolutely just aggravating. I'm just trying to do my trade here. I'm trying to sell my wares, and he has just been an utter nuisance.
Yeah, he looks like one.
I know, right?
Just
And I
saying.
say, I'm a citizen of the capital, and I pay my taxes.
Do
and I
you
get-
really, though?
No, but you don't know that. You know.
Well,
Nobody
you
can-
just told me that you don't
yeah, but
pay your
nobody can
taxes.
prove. Nobody can prove that if I get some cash under the table here or there. A lot of people do that. It's not a big deal. There's all these expenses people that people pay, and I'm getting harassed by a scammer in the market.
I'm not a scammer. My potion was a very good potion. I just threw it in your
You
nose.
Physically assaulted me.
Yeah, and then I healed you, and you look better than you did before.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I gotta say I do appreciate that. But I would still like those 2 potions. Those 2 first height enhancing.
I gesture to the elfling and say, "You just got the potion you wanted for free. Why are you?"
No, was the wrong potion. That one didn't make me any taller. So
I didn't say it was going to make you taller.
She is selling faulty products
How dare you?
at a premium.
At a premium, 5 copper is not a premium.
Hold on.
You go around the corner.
She's only charging you 5 copper for a
You
potion.
realize in Green Hope you can get the exact same potion. You can get a 2-for-1 deal on Wednesdays. Today is a Wednesday.
Captain Balderdash, can you sort these two out? We can't have this kind of disturbance
Yeah.
in front of the Sun God's
Yeah.
temple.
Here's the thing about that is the healing potion actually generally costs 20 gold pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that out the window and start ignoring you altogether.
You
So,
got me.
here's the plan. Y'all are going to follow me. We're going to go to my guild. We're going to have a conversation. How does that sound?
Sounds
Kind of
great.
Guild.
It's a guild where potentially you can legally kill people and I won't hurt you.
Oh, I like this.
I start packing away my potions into a rather small bag.
I get into cartwheel mode.
Cartwheel. What's wrong with Figgy Bottom?
Figgy bottom.
What's his
bottom.
name? Leaf Bottom. Sorry.
Leaf bottom.
And
Why is he?
And he goes and he points it at Elgar again and he goes, so hold on. What's your name again?
Elgar Leafbottom the 17.
Sure. And you are, and he points at Moxie.
I am Linnea.
Linnea.
I am an alchemist of the Alchemist Trade Guild.
He goes to the next person, which is Purge.
I'm Thunor of Traypool. You probably haven't heard of it.
Is that like a fake girlfriend that you tell doesn't go to your school?
No. Why would you think that? I can clearly get a girlfriend. Have you seen me?
Yeah, you look all right.
Seeing the way
Thanks,
the
man.
elf looks at you.
Yeah.
And then he looks at you and he points downward. I don't want to ask this, but what is your name?
I'm Fart Penis 69, and
Somehow I
from...
doubt that is actually your name.
Well, you can ask my parents if you want. One's an elf. The other one is
Are you
Mrs.
really,
Claus.
are you really gonna make us say Fart Penis 69? The whole.
I think we rename him like
That's
a
what
pet.
That's what my character sheet says.
How about we call him like Habsy or something? Maybe third Z, since he's like
Okay.
a third of the height of a
Listen,
regular human.
if we're gonna agree to a name, it's gotta
Tiny
have,
boy, tiny boy.
It's gotta have fart in it at
can't.
least.
I can't.
How about Farticus? We could call him Farticus.
Farticus 69.
You don't need a number. It's not an.
There were 68 of them before me.
This is the DM's jurisdiction if he allows it or not.
Devin, come on.
That is a long line of farts.
I'm just gonna say out loud, he's probably not gonna make the cut anyways. So let's just bring him along.
All right, but who's in charge of him? I'm not in charge of him.
He's his own little third height dwarf elf ling.
Yeah, I have autonomy of myself, and only myself, and I don't know why I'm getting invited to this.
Please
guild,
stop
but-
talking. Let's go.
All right. And he turns around and he walks down. He walks down past the fountain, down another street where it takes a set of stairs that actually go down. And the seawater smell starts to get more and more pungent as you go. And as you walk down, the stairs become slippery. And you get to the sort of edge of the city where seawater is actively spilling over into what seems to be like a large gutter that leads downward, actually. And it sort of looks to be doing something with the water, but you can't tell because you're not that far down. But what he does is he leads you down this corridor that keeps going down and down and down until you're into the second lower level of the city. And he leads you to a large, rusted out, iron-bound door. It's very thick with wood, and he just goes up and he kicks the bottom of it, and the whole door just swings open all the way. And it leads you into what seems to be, looks sort of like a tavern, but it's a little bit more organized than that. On the far right side, there's a little bounty board with a bunch of post-it notes on it. Directly behind the bar is a very large bald man who's heavy set, and he has a very large ginger beard, and he has a leather apron on that seems to be bloodstained. And as soon as you guys enter, he looks at you and just has the biggest smile ever. Most of his teeth are not actually present, and as you get closer, you realize that this man has more scars than anyone you have ever seen in your life. Like, the reason he doesn't have
Where
hair,
are the scars?
all over. Like, most of his head is actually covered in scars, and the little tiny bits of hair that are left are the only places that don't have scar tissue.
I say, it's good to see you again, Dad. It's good to be home. I
Can
miss
you even see over the bar, little one?
What's Jenkins' name again? Like, for real?
We'll figure that out when he decides on a real name. So,
Let's call him Jenkins for now, I guess.
The bartender just waves at you guys, and Captain Benedict leads you into a room to the left. The door that leads into this room is not exactly sturdy. It sort of looks like it's fallen off at more than one point because the mending on the door hinges exists, but it looks like it has been done at least a dozen times from a craftsman's point perspective. And he leads you into a room, and there's a large circular table that has a bunch of different sized chairs. Obviously some for smaller than other people that are sort of like, there's pretty much just high chairs, actually. And then there are larger chairs that seem to be fitting for some of the larger type creatures. And then Captain Benedict goes and he sits down in a chair that's very clearly his. It's one of the most ornate chairs you've ever seen. And he says, "Have a seat."
I say, hey, little buddy, you need help getting into your booster seat?
And then I say, that's not a very nice way of talking to Mr. Cucumber Bottom over there.
How tall is Cucumber Bottom? Gary, you want to
This is your fault, Gary.
God damn
You
it.
named your character that.
God fucking damn it. I am 5'2".
You
And
were.
then
You're
I'll say-
my size in real life.
And then I say, in what world is somebody that's 5'2" the clear short person in the room? And then I pick him up and I put him in the chair. You need me to roll anything? Or is he so fucking small that it literally doesn't matter? Could my
Maybe a
strength be 8?
dexterity check because he's wiggling.
I resist.
I'm gonna go sit in the chair. And I'm just gonna look. What do I see in this room besides just a lot of chairs and like clear decrepitness?
It's not that it's decrepit, it's just not well maintained.
Okay.
It's really good craftsmanship. It just doesn't look like anyone spends any time maintaining anything, let alone cleaning it. There's like a quarter-inch layer of dust on everything.
Okay, I'm
except
gonna
for the
wipe my
actual
chair
table.
off.
The chair is actually the only thing that's not really that dirty comparatively to everything else. So the walls and everything else are really dirty, but the table and the chairs are actually almost immaculate.
I'm gonna take out like a little like pocket square and just like smooth it down over the seat before sitting down on it.
Duly noted. What are you doing, Gary?
I sit. I want to look around the room and see if there are any doors, exits, trap doors, anything like that.
Make a perception
Anything
check.
I notice. Perception.
If you want to make a purge, if you would like to make a athletics check.
You said me, right?
Yeah. And then Jenkins, if you want to make a d20 minus 1, please. Excuse me. So, Purge's character picks up Jenkins, puts him on the chair. Jenkins resists, but it is to no avail.
And then I say, there you go, little guy. Now let's pay attention. And I said,
Okay, so you guys sit down, and the table's pretty big. And Captain Benedict looks at you guys after you get settled. Specifically, Jenkins gets settled. And he says, "Well, welcome to what's known as the Slayers Guild. So, I have a question for you. Do you guys like money?"
Yeah,
Yes.
big fan.
How much do you like money? On a scale from 1 to 7. 1 being I don't really care. 7 being there's not enough money in the world.
My life depends on it. I'm an 8 out of 7.
Oh.
Then I say, it seems like you guys don't. You like money so much that you can't part with any of it to clean this fucking room.
He has a point. This room is absolutely filthy.
Yeah, I don't get paid to worry about that.
Yeah, but couldn't you pay someone to worry about it?
I
What-
could,
what
but
do-
then I wouldn't be paying people to kill other people.
Is that what you get paid to do?
That's what I get paid to do, absolutely.
You're a
Is that what we're
recruiter?
gonna get paid to do?
Potentially if you prove yourself.
What kind of people? What kind of business is this? What kind of people are getting hurt here?
It's the worst kind of people. The people that slavery people, traffickers,
I don't know.
evildoers in general.
I don't know if we should bring our half elf around human traffickers. He seems a little bit.
So a bunch of pirates,
Prime-
basically.
I have experience.
The formal term would be
in human traffic. No, don't give me that face. Not in that way. Not in that way.
the formal
No.
term would be bounty hunter.
Okay.
The bounty for me is the slang. That's all I care about. I'm an evil little half elf.
Sure. Whatever
Actually,
helps you sleep at night, little guy.
It does.
Is
help
he a
us.
little blood half elf or something? Like he's pretty wily. This one. Who
Can you do-
invited him? Did you
Can-
invite him?
Can you do a blood
slimy.
check real quick?
Do a blood check.
Yeah, do it. Can we do a blood roll?
roll for blood.
What?
what do I roll for
Did I see
blood?
anything? Did I
Use
see
I've
your-
got medicine. I can roll
Use your
medicine.
dumb alchemy. Use your dumb alchemy to like check my blood or something.
I'm checking your blood.
He's a healthy little man.
I'm a healthy little boy.
He's got a couple STDs, but otherwise he's pretty clean, guys.
Somehow
very
I doubt
interested.
That he has any STD.
Oh.
You'd be surprised what you can get from toilet seats in this dump.
So Captain
Any-
Benedict looks at you, and he says, "Well, the first thing, if you guys are willing to come up with us, I have some people that have been stealing things from the docks, specifically large amounts of weapons. They seem to be very amateur because they're leaving behind an abnormally large amount of clues to exactly who they are. And to
So
be honest
trap?
with you, it could be, but it could also be one of those things that they're just stupid.
There's a lot of really stupid people in this room alone, so I believe it.
I
What
wouldn't be
kind
so
of
hard on
clues?
yourself. I wouldn't be so hard on yourself, but yeah, I agree.
Somebody actually left a handkerchief with their name embroidered on it.
What's her name?
What was the name?
His name is Axis. Axis, it just says Axis F on it. Somehow I doubt that there's a lot of people in this city named Axis. I don't know if you know anyone named Axis, but I sure don't.
Jenkins, is that your character's name?
No, no. I'm Axis. I'm Axis B. not Axis
Oh,
Y.
okay.
So do we have any ideas where this Axis person might be hiding out?
Absolutely. It's what's known as the
Trap.
trades quarter. It's where they take basically all of the shipments that need to be turned into something else, and they turn stuff into other stuff there. Because I'm honestly not smart enough to know about these things. I get paid to shoot people, not really anything else.
Why aren't you sending somebody a group that's more experienced with bounty hunting? Why are you picking us?
Because this is a test.
Can we ask why you selected all of us individually?
Because it sort of made sense. You know, some people that don't know each other sometimes make bonds and do cool things for the greater good of the world. Just trying to get people together.
I see.
That's what I do. I'm a matchmaker, sort of.
Wow.
Who murders? Okay.
I don't murder people. I get paid to kill people. Murderers do it just because they want to.
Yeah, we
That's
do.
true.
What kind of weapons are we talking about? Conventional bows, swords.
They stole 2 kits to make ballistas.
I could use a
How-
ballista.
Ballistas.
How big are these ballistas?
They're siege
both?
weapons.
Those are
Okay.
pretty big.
So they're trying to siege something. What are they sieging?
That is a good question.
This
Why
could
would you
be-
leave? Why would you leave behind a handkerchief with your name embroidered on it if you're stealing a siege weapon? That's the real question.
Trap.
I don't know.
It could be, but I have faith that you can figure it out.
Oh, there he is.
Hi.
Our
Sorry to
trusting good boy.
distract. Okay. Well, where should we look first? Do you have any recommendations?
I'd recommend there's a tavern in the trades market called the Iron Nail.
I know it well.
Go talk to the barkeep there. I'm pretty sure he can figure out who this guy is.
Okay.
All right, team. You ready?
I need help out of my chair.
I will kick the leg out of the chair.
I fall over, but
how much you weigh? Like 40 pounds or something?
Yeah, I basically float to the ground just due to the weight.
Do you have magic floating powers? Or are you just making that up?
No, I don't. But I'm very dexterous, so I just grab myself, and it's all good.
I don't. Okay.
God, he's grabbing himself. I'm gonna get up, take my handkerchief, shake it out a little bit, toss it into that bag that I have like a billion things in, and just say like, all right, well, let's go, I guess. Still not convinced. It's one of you's a murderer, one of you's just a weirdo, and I don't know about the other guy.
After you, Thunor. Let's get out of here.
Oh, you know my name. Oh, feels so special. Let's go, Cucumber Bottom.
It is
All
my
right.
job, knowing names, knowing.
All right. I will see you guys whenever you're done with that.
Okay, sick. Let's
All right,
go, team.
let's make our way
Yeah.
over there.
So
Wouldn't want to be ya.
The trades quarter is located about a half an hour walk from where you guys are at the very top level of the city. There's two ways that you can get there. There's an elevator that's located directly in the center of the city, just above the lake, the underground lake that flows there. And then there is also basically the staircase that you came down on. Which way are you guys going?
Come on, guys, let's take the elevator.
Just because you have tiny little legs and you don't want to exercise.
I'm really interested in the elevator. I want to see how it works. I've never seen one before.
Where are you people from? You haven't seen an elevator?
Of Traypool, duh. It's in my name, stupid.
All right, I mean, I'll have to. What
Literally.
happens in your town of Traypool?
That's pretty boring. It's not as fancy as this city, whose name is the capital.
Okay.
I'm gonna,
What
can I take this opportunity to like talk to people while we're going up this elevator?
Sure, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna turn to
I don't want to go the
Bottom.
elevator. Do they both end up at the same place?
They do end up around
The
the same
staircase
place. Yeah.
and the elevator. I want to race the elevator. I want to see if I can beat the elevator.
Okay. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
need
God.
you to make an athletics check.
This is not going to be good. This is not good.
Wow. So you guys make your way to the elevator, and it's just basically a large square platform that on each of the corners there's two chains. There's 4 chains altogether, but 2 of them are for propulsion and 2 of them are for centering. So basically, one of them moves and one of them does not. And as you're going, it just click, 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 and it keeps going up and up and up and up and up, but it's very slow. And you guys reach the top, and you're like, where's Leaf Bottom at? You're looking around, and he's nowhere to be found. About 5 minutes later, a very winded Leaf Bottom shows up.
Oh, he looks tired.
Oh,
Sticky
the
Bottom, are you
slippery-
okay?
The slippery stones, that's what got me. I could have beaten the elevator if it wasn't so slippery, I tell you now. I tell you, I could have beaten it.
Can I ask?
Would you
why
be
the-
interested
why
in
the
a
hell-
rejuvenating potion for 5 coppers?
No, I can catch my breath, it's okay. Just give me...
You
give me a
sure?
second.
I was gonna just keep like poking at him a little, like, you don't know. It's the best thing that could happen to you.
I
5
can vouch.
coppers?
I can
For
vouch
5
that.
coppers.
Go on. Let's have a sip of your beautiful potion.
All right, let's get one of those potions up and running. Roll a d6 there,
Yeah,
DM. Yeah.
Roll a d6.
What are my rolls?
You feel
What's
you feel
happening?
so much better after drinking this potion.
I am revitalized. That was really good. Like an energy drink.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad that happened. I told you it would be the best potion. You can count on me.
Which brand of energy drink?
Whoa! Don't say anything yet. We gotta hold up.
Whatever sponsors us.
Gotta keep the options open. I'm curious. I asked Moxie, what's your character's name again? Sorry.
Linnea.
That's right, Linnea. How many potions do you have with you?
Oh, I just every time that I stop, I go and I whip up a new batch of them, and I just try to figure out, what would be something that someone would want to have happen.
Okay.
And I open up, I've got a little bag and I open it up and you can hear tons of things rattling and clanking around inside. That doesn't make a lot of sense because it is very tiny. But I'm I take out one that's pink and I take out another one that's blue, and I've just, I have a lot, and I'm just willing to share and to find out what these do, because everything could be made a little bit better, right?
That's true. Our small friend could be taller. All right. So do you guys want to start walking towards the destination? I don't remember where it was, but
We're going
The
to
trade quarter is directly south of where you guys are.
tavern, the iron boot,
Iron
the
nail.
iron drill, the iron nail. Yeah, know it well.
Yeah.
all right, let's get going. Gary, do you have enough? You rejuvenated?
Yeah, I'm good to go. That potion
mean,
was wonderful.
Elgar, excuse.
Elgar Leafbottom, yes, the 17th long line of Elgar Leafbottom.
So what does your family do that you have such a long lineage? Are you
The mayor.
so you're just consecutively the mayor?
Yes.
Mayor
My father, his father, his father before him, his father before him, all the way from 16 to 15 to 14 to 13 to 1. We've been the mayor of Wickenholm for 17 generations.
Are you the only ones living in Wickenholm?
Yes, it is a large family.
Is that just what you call your house, Wickenholm?
One could call it a house. A commune is probably more.
Oh my god! I turn
I
to
lived in one of those. Actually.
I turn to Purge. I go, he's in a cult.
What's a cult?
I'm pretty sure this
Did I-
guy
did I
belongs to a
hear-
cult.
Do you want me to hear you say this? Can
I don't
hear
know.
you say this?
It depends. Are you paying attention? Or are you talking to the little guy there?
Are you trying to whisper? Or...
Yeah, I'm trying to do an aside, I guess.
Okay.
I'd loudly say, "What is a cult?" I've
It's
never
not a
seen one of
cult.
those before.
It's not a cult. No, definitely not.
Are you all named the same thing?
The boys, Elgar, yes. The girls have a multitude of.
I turn to Elgar and I whisper to him, "He's in a cult."
Who's in a cult? Young elf child.
And then I whisper, "I didn't mean to say that to you.
Who did you mean to say it to then?
Somebody that wasn't you."
It's not a cult. It's a family.
Yeah,
I don't. Do you all wear the same thing?
No, we're all different. We're all independent human beings, autonomous beings, and sovereign citizens.
Oh, so you're a human.
No, I'm a wood elf.
You're a wood elf. And you all live in one place. You all have the same names of men, and you're all the mayor.
My father and his father before him. Yeah.
You don't see anything weird about this at all.
Well, there is a reason I left.
Yeah, why are you in the capital?
I was brought here by the captain, Benedict himself, the man with the big blunderbuss on it.
Well, why did you leave, though? You said that there was a reason you left.
I don't really want to go into it right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit early in the campaign to give his whole backstory.
We need to get him drunk at the Rusty Nail, boys.
Yo, I'm so down. You guys like drink? Little one, you're probably a cheap drunk.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm a big drinker.
Take like half of a shot and you're out.
I smoke the herb.
Whoa, we don't want to poison the poor creature.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
on.
That
man.
might
Can
be a bit much.
I'm
Can
gonna
I
eat
look
a little
over?
potion.
Can I look over my teammates and see what weapons they have, obviously available?
Sure.
Do you want me to roll something?
Oh,
We can just tell him, I guess.
Is anyone hiding their weapons for some reason?
Yeah.
Well, you can't see some of my stuff because I'm a caster, so.
I'm hiding my weapon. I don't want anybody to see it, but it's obvious what I have.
Is it bigger than you?
It is larger. It is larger, quite a bit larger than I am.
And he's like got it awkwardly tucked in his shirt, like a little kid trying to hide something that they took under their shirt.
What does it look like?
It looks
from
like
what I can see.
looks like some sort of pole.
Okay.
It's very clearly a quarterstaff or staff of some sort.
It's a candy
Okay.
cane.
Gareth, are you hiding your weapons?
No, my weapon is strapped to my back, open for everyone to.
Okay.
It is a Yikulwa, the best weapon in the fuck.
A what? A Ucola? What is
Yik-
that?
Yikulwa. We discovered this the other night. It's a 3-foot wooden shaft with a 18-inch blade on the end.
Ooh,
Oh,
pointy.
it's bigger than I am.
Everything's bigger than you are.
No, it's not.
So it's like a melee weapon, effectively, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's made for stabbing.
Okay.
This
So-
fits very in line with Gary's character.
As you guys are heading toward the trade district, I need you all to make a perception check. For you, that is D20 plus 6, Jenkins. Damn.
We're all getting 13.
All right.
That's weird, but cool. So, you're looking around, and you're currently standing in one of the big cross sections within the city. That one road leads down to a dock, one road leads down to a religious sector of some sort, and then the next one goes into the trade district. At the very entrance of the trade district, there is a large man in what seems to be half-plate armor, and he has a large club on his back, and he seems sort of ogre-esque. He's a huge person. When I say that, he is like 7'5", and probably weighs 300 pounds. And then right in front of him and across they have this man cornered in on the side of the road, and it looks like a shakedown of some sort. The smaller man is about 5'9", but he doesn't have any weapons out, but he does have 2 hand crossbows in holsters on his side.
He's the guy getting shook down, or he's
He's shaking down a small. Basically, he's like 4'8", and he seems to be about 80-year-old human.
And I oh, okay, sorry.
And he's just talking to him very closely while the large giant man is standing behind this old
Okay.
man.
I look and I see and I yell over and I say, "Hey, get your fucking hands off of Grandpa, bitch!"
Is anyone else doing anything?
I'm gonna take a step away from the tiny one, just like I don't know who this guy. What? No, I just saw potions.
I put a hand on my weapon and I just stare towards what's happening over there.
Oh, Apple Bottom's got my back.
Are you doing anything, Purge?
I'm trying to read the room and see. You said it's a shakedown, but I don't.
Make an insight check for me, please. You gather around. From what you can tell, it's the two dudes, the giant man and then the smaller man, are talking very aggressively to this old man. Because the old man himself is actually wearing very nice clothing, like fine level or even higher than that. His clothing probably is worth about 60 to 100 gold pieces by itself.
Holy.
Is he wearing any like insignia or like a brooch or a family seal or a crest?
Make an investigation check. You have no idea.
Fuck's sake, man.
Can I check the same thing?
Absolutely. Your investigation is +2, so 1d20 +2, please. He's carrying a cane, and on the very end of the cane there is a dragon's head in silver.
Anybody know what that is?
If you want to make a history check, you can do that. For you, that is +2, I believe.
Moxie. Moxie.
I didn't. I don't think I got anything with a 10.
What is it? Mine's 1d20
Plus 2.
2.
Yep. You don't know anything either.
Jenkins got stupider from that roll.
No, we're all dumb as fuck.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a natural 20, baby.
Nice.
The dragon's head represents that this man is a very high-ranking member or a former high-ranking member of the capital's military.
Ah, I recognize that. He's in the military, guys. I don't
why
know how
is
he's
he
so
harassing
rich,
an old man?
No, he is the old man.
though.
Oh, he is
man
the old
guy
man. So
with
why is
stuff.
the other guy harassing him? That makes me a lot of sense.
Can I use my background of like nobility and stuff to maybe?
You're
Sorry,
trying to
nobility of
argue.
the cult.
no, like we talked about something last night, and I'm
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
sure if I can...
So Jenkins yells out, "Stop picking on that old man." Are you gonna say anything, Gareth?
I understand he's part of the military now, right? That's been established by the whole party.
Yes, Purge said that. So
Okay.
Shouldn't have started this fight.
yeah, well, it might be being talked down now. So there's a reason I asked if anyone else wanted to do anything.
I take a step forward and say, leave him alone.
I'm
My
gonna
hand
look
is
at
still on my weapon.
the two of these. I'm gonna look at everyone, and I'm just gonna be like, this shit doesn't bode well. So I'm gonna try to go over and just go and grab the half elf and like just be like, I'm so sorry, sir. Is he bothering you? You know, sometimes he's a little addled in the brain. We accidentally dropped him when he was tinier than he is now, and sometimes he just says things. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna like go and like elbow Figgy Bottom over there and just be like, come along now, we should get going. We found him.
Make a persuasion check, Moxie, please.
Okay. Bam.
Damn. All right. He looks at you. He turns around and gives you a look like, "What did you just say to me?" And the large man looks over and is like, "Is that a person? Like, for real?" He just has a really confused look on his face. And the man looks at Gareth and says, "Well, you see here, this man has lots and lots of money that he used and obtained by killing people because he wanted to. So, I believe that I can use his coin for better things, including feeding my family." Keen?
Well,
No,
That's-
listen. We can feed your family in other ways. There's no way to go shaking down people. How much do you need?
I want 900 gold.
That's a spit take right there.
Because I know
I'll give you-
this man carries at least 2 platinum.
Ooh.
And a
How about I
platinum
give you
is
5
100
gold?
gold, by the way.
How about I give you 5 gold and you fuck off right now?
Oh,
5
shit.
gold for what? What am I supposed to do with that? This man here, he points at the giant, and he says, this fool spends more than 5 gold per meal just to maintain his massive form.
Then leave the city and find your money in other ways.
But it's right here. This little man has it on him, and I know that he does. So if you
Is
don't
it
mind...
yours? Is it yours to take?
Yeah, I'm just trying to convince him to give it to me without me punching his face. That's all.
People in the city are protected. You know this. People
By
outside
who?
the city
By
can
who?
be
There's no guards. There's nothing around here at all.
by the gods.
If you believe that kind of thing exists, I guess.
Do you not pray?
No. Why would I do that? No,
God,
no
I pray
god
for
is
you.
going to be here to help me.
I pray for you. Leave.
I believe my boy here would beg to differ on that one. And I have to
Listen,
say
guys.
again, you and what army?
this army, I stand up and say.
Can I even notice
we
I'm
just
standing
come
now?
along, little one.
I beat my chest like an ape.
and he looks at you and he says, "Well, if you want to take the advice of your woman friend over there, you can walk right away."
Whoa! Who said I was his friend? No.
You're saying that little one's part of your family, which is very unfortunate.
Oh, that's even worse. Now you just gone and upset me.
You said
I'm gonna
it.
put my
You're the
arms-
one that said it.
Can I put
Well,
my
now
arms
I'm
around
unsaying it.
Linnea and the small one and say we are friends, and we don't stand for that.
Well, I don't know what we are, but this guy's starting to piss me off.
And the second that Purge does the arm thing, he looks at you and he goes, "Well," he looks back at his friend. He says, "4-1 isn't really good odds, is it?" And he looks at him. He goes, "Not even for me, bro." Well, there's a hint that you're trying to give me right now, and I don't think I'm going to take this bet. So I'm going to go this way and leave the old man alone. And I hope I never see you again, right? Are we good? We good.
You
thought
should buy a
gold.
potion.
What buy a potion? Why would I want to do that for?
Because all of my potions have been incredible. You can ask these gentlemen right here. For 5 copper, you can get yourself a better life through
Yep.
one of my potions.
I was drained and out of breath after a long run up some stairs. She threw a potion at me. I took it down. It was beautiful. I was straight back into energetic.
Yeah, I had
Well,
a broken nose earlier today, and
I'm
healed
gonna
with
go.
the
I'm
health
gonna go
potion.
ahead and pass on that, and then my bro and I are just gonna leave. And he just starts to walk away from you, and the old man walks away, or the old man, the giant man, sort of nudges the old man to get him out of his way because he's so big, and they actually begin to walk off in the direction of the religious center.
I tried.
Good job, fellas. We did good.
The old man walks up to you and he says, "Oh, thank you so much. Here, have this. It's all the money that I actually had." And he hands it, and Gary, he takes your hand and he puts 2 gold into it.
All right, this guy's a cheapskate.
It's all I have left from spending money today. That's all I have.
Can we ask him for directions to the Iron Nail?
He says, "Oh," he looks back and points at, there's actually a large wooden door, about 5 houses down from you that literally has a massive iron nail slammed into the door.
Guys, looks like we're going the wrong way. I say. to Thunor.
What do you mean?
I want to check the old man's pockets.
What?
I want to sleight of hand his wallet to see.
Are you
if
gonna
he's got any
shake
more
down the
money on
old
him.
man?
We just
He-
stopped
if-
someone
if
from
he
shaking
doesn't-
down the
If
old
he
man.
doesn't know it's happening, it's not a shakedown. It's a pickpocket.
Just common thievery.
Just straight up stealing.
I'm okay with this. I
Can I
support
can I roll to
Found
perceive
a
whether
chaotic
he's stealing?
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
Oh,
You don't see shit, by the way.
That's a big sleight of hand roll.
Yeah, that's nice.
You reach into his crevices too, apparently, with that kind of a roll. Jesus.
I reach into his.
You reach into the pocket that you assume is his coin purse, and you feel a large,
Bulge.
a very smooth object, and he just looks at your hand like, "What are you doing?"
He notices me.
Oh yeah, he definitely looked right at you.
My hand slipped.
The object begins feeling hard
Into
like
his
a rock.
pocket.
The little elf boy, he bumped into me and my hand slipped. I'm so sorry. I take my hand out.
I appreciate
Use that at the clubs a lot, Gary.
can I
I,
pull his
uh,
hand out of his pocket and say, "Let's go, guys, come on"?
I put my hand in the old man's pocket and say, I want what he's having.
I'm going to remove both of their hands and say, "Come on, boys, we."
So, the old man just walks away from you after you remove your hand, and the little elf is like, "But I want to be part of it." But you guys begin to walk down toward the iron nail, and as soon as you get into you get close enough to it, you realize that this actually is a massive iron nail that's been shoved into this door.
I check the others.
So
Can
the
I
faith-
open the door and see if it's on the other side of the door too? Like if it goes.
You pull the door, and it's actually extremely heavy. You pull it through, and it actually is. It is actually through the door.
So the faithful can't come here at all, I'm guessing, with a big iron nail through the door.
It depends on who it is.
When we go inside, can we take a look around and see if there's anything amiss? Other than the giant fucking nail?
Inside the tavern itself?
Yes.
As soon as you guys open the door, the smell of cinnamon and other sweet things basically overwhelms your senses to a point where many of you come to the verge of sneezing. As soon as you look in, inside this tavern is a multi-floored building where there are balconies all over the place, and they seem to be either attached to rooms or some sort of partying area on every floor. There's 3 floors. The bottom floor, second floor, and third floor, and then there's the roof above that, which is even higher. And on each of these floors, there's at least 1 or 2 groups of people sitting around a table, and they're all seeming to play card games or singing or doing something, because it seems like there's 4 or 5 different sources of music and noise coming from all over the place. On this bottom floor, there's a group of humans that are dressed in medium to light armor that all have an insignia of a red weeping eye on their shoulder.
Can we do a history check on the eye?
Absolutely.
I don't know shit.
How do I do it?
That'd be +2. D20 +2 for Jenkins. Damn.
Ooh!
All right.
Jenkins knows.
Well,
Gareth
At least
is-
it's not
Gareth-
combat.
Gareth has been distracted because he looks directly over at the bar, and the most beautiful woman you have ever seen in your entire life is sitting there. She is about 5'8". She is of athletic build. She has waist long black hair, and she's actually wearing a large tiara on her head, and it's actually made of cast iron. And then around her neck, there's a large silver pendant that has a purple gemstone in the middle, and she's wearing a green silk dress, green floor-length silk dress. And on her arms and hands are completely covered in tattoos.
There's cast iron on their head. That would hurt.
what the fuck is she wearing?
But physically, and you can't tell what eye color she has, but she's very striking from what you can see.
She's human, or
She appears to be human. You cannot see her ears, but she appears to be human.
and where is she? Is she at the bar?
Mm-hmm.
I can't see her ears.
Her hair is covering her ears.
Ah, she's a half elf like me.
Except she's 5'8".
So what? That doesn't matter. Half elves don't discriminate like we humans.
But the red weeping eye armband is a set of people who are dedicated to. They are religious worshippers of a god whose domains are both death, life, and money.
I'm gonna walk over to the tattooed half elf woman and say, I'm gonna ask her if I can buy her a drink.
She just looks at you and just doesn't respond to you at all.
I pull on her dress. I pull down like a child would pull on her mother's or his mother's clothing to get their attention.
I walk up and step over Jenki's character, sit down next to the woman, and ask for a drink from the bar.
And she looks at you and she asks, "What would you like?"
Do they have any brewed leaf wine?
She looks and she grabs a large round jar that has a ton of little corks on it. And she spins it. And there's a cork that has like red paint around it. And she goes, "I think we do, actually." And she pops the
Red,
cork.
white?
She pops the cork and she puts down an actually pretty elegant looking wine glass. She picks it up, and it seems to be even pretty heavy even for her, and she's actually pretty athletically built. And she pours out, and it's actually like, it looks sort of like a light brown, not really, it looks like wine, but it's actually like tan or olive colored instead of, it's the consistency of wine, but it's actually olive colored. And she says, try that out. And
I
she
ask
pushes
for
it towards you.
I ask for a glass as well.
And she pulls out a shot glass, and she just pours a little bit into the shot glass, and she pushes it
A
towards you.
thimble.
I'm content.
What are the dudes doing with the staff or whatever? The weeping eye.
They are just drinking, and it seems to be they are randomly talking about some sort of adventure they were just on. Talking about slaying either a vampire or some sort of undead creature. You can't really get a pinpoint on what it was, but the only thing that you know is that it was actually, in fact, immune to normal weapons. And they're laughing at this one guy who appears to have 2 daggers on his sides, and they're just laughing at him specifically because he didn't actually do anything.
We have one of those.
He's the Jenkins of the group.
That's not me. That's not my character's name.
What's your fucking name?
I haven't thought of it yet.
Okay, Bob.
I'm
Basically
held...
saying that he sounds like Elfo from Disenchantment, and he's pretty much spot on for his character. Can I go over to the bards over in the corner? Can I chat with them?
There is actually a group of bards that all have some sort of brass instruments.
Can I go over there? I want to go ask them, like, hey, you guys are pretty talented young individuals. You know, have you heard anything about some guy named Axis F that's supposed to be hanging around here?
The second you mention the name, they get visibly uncomfortable. They look
Can
at
I
you
schmooze
and
them?
you could try.
Be like, you know, I would love to hear, like, you're so talented as bards. Something, you know, tell me a story about this guy, you know, enthrall me with your tales. I'm sure you can paint me the most wonderful picture.
Roll up a persuasion for me, please. And Gareth, the second that you smell the wine, it smells like home. 100%.
Oh.
I take a sip.
It is beautiful. This is probably one of the higher, what you would consider one of the higher end brews for this type of alcohol specifically. Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
All right. I'm just gonna
What's that roll?
ahead. I'm just go ahead and not gonna roll a thing to try and stop you at this point. With that,
I'm very charming.
with that, he grabs he puts his arm out like he wants you to take his arm. The lead guy he's actually got like he's got the the One Direction type of haircut where it's actually really thick hair but they curl it off to the side. And he pulls you to the side. He has a small goatee. And he says, "Can we talk somewhere that's not so public for a second?"
That sounds all right by me. Do you mind if I bring one of my friends, though? It's not very seemly
I
for a
don't-
lady to go off with.
He looks at you and he says, "I don't mind at all." And he
I'm
points.
gonna...
He points at Purge's character and he goes, "If that's him, absolutely."
All right, well, you know, but I'm gonna go tap
Thunor of Treepool.
Thunor. Tap Thunor. As be like, our friend here has something that he'd like to tell us.
Okay.
So I
I
would.
scope around the room to see where Elgar and the little one are before I.
They are sitting at the bar.
Okay.
I'm standing.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
sipping my wine.
Are you doing
Dipping
anything
my
else? Are you
shot.
doing anything else, Elgar?
I want to ask you where it's brewed. Where's it from?
She looks at you and she says, "I have no idea. It is made in this jar, or transferred here somehow. I mean, I just work the bar. I don't make anything.
So magical mean?
I would assume that."
What a beautiful drink. I can't believe you replicated the taste of home.
I can inquire for you if you'd like.
It would be most fascinating to find out how one of these mechanisms work, or
And
if
she-
I can maybe.
She slams on the bar real hard. Bam, bam. "Hey, Brooke, get out here." And you hear a bunch of shifting and pans falling in like a plate falls on the ground and smashes, and you definitely hear that. And you hear, "Oh, I'm on my way." And a very unsightly creature runs out. It looks like a hunchback version of an orc comes out. And it looks
I
at
lift
you.
up. I lift up the half elf and sit him on the bar so he can see everything happen.
Thank you, Elgar.
I got you, buddy.
And he looks at you. And he goes, "Who's asking?"
Elgar Leafbottom. I just tasted some of this beautiful beverage you've made for me.
Oh, yeah. I got that a long time ago from an old friend from the undergrowth.
Ah, the undergrowth. Wonderful. That's where it's. Jolly
Yeah.
good then.
Thank you.
So do you trade these things? You're a dealer in these fine drinks?
No,
And he like sort of looks down and he says,
I just make them because I like doing it.
Oh, so you learn the recipes and you can replicate them.
Yeah.
and he itches his side, and you notice that one of his arms is really, really small. It's only about a foot long, but then his other arm is proportionately bigger than that. Like his left arm actually drags on the ground comparatively to his right arm.
So is that your stirring arm?
Wait, this?
And he does this with his hand, and it's very clearly like it's actually like it almost looks distorted in a way, and he's just like flopping it around. It doesn't look like it has any bones in it. And he goes,
No, I was kidding.
and he looks at you and he puts his hand on the table, and his hand is actually bigger than Jenkins. His whole hand, like he could actually probably crush Jenkins without having any issues.
It's like his fist is just massive.
It's huge. Like, but his arm is actually proportionately muscular as well. So if he was like the same size, he would be a giant of a person.
What race is he again?
He appears to be some sort of orc. Or green skin of some sort.
Okay. Were you born with that big old?
No,
How did you come about it? then?
I was
You know,
cursed
what's
by
happened?
a hag I saw in the swamp.
Well, maybe you can count this as more of a blessing than a curse if you can make drinks as good.
Oh, thank you. But it really helps when I punch people.
Oh, you're into punching as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if someone makes an issue here, I just come up and I go, boom.
And he hits the bar, and there's a physical dent in the bar after he does it. And Jenkins, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
What is it? Roll D20.
For you, it's going to be a d20 plus 3.
There we go.
You're able to sort of leap over Elgar's wine glass, and you leap over it, and you land on the other side of the wine glass, and you're like, whoa, because you physically felt a shockwave when he slammed the bar, to the point where you could have fallen over had you not been like aware of the situation.
As I'm leaping, can I take like a big swig of the wine that is coming up from the glass?
what you do is, as you're leaping, your little shot glass you have in your hand that you finished already, you basically scoop it
fill
in there,
fill it up,
fill it up, and then you're like, yeah, and you
Right.
slide backwards, and then you're just standing there with your little shot glass full of wine.
And does Elgar notice this?
That's a good question. I don't think he's paying attention, so probably not.
Okay.
But then he goes, the bartender, he goes,
Well, it was good to meet you. Have to go back and get things ready.
All right, have a good day.
and he sort of stomps back into the back of the bar. Moxie and Purge, you guys are led sort of off to the side near the entrance, out of earshot of the Weeping Eye people, and you're sort of at the end of the bar, closer to the staircase that leads upward. And the man looks at you, and as you're looking at him, he actually has a tiny little bitty set of horns on his head that barely peek out of his hairline. And his skin, as you look at it, it looks a little bit blemished. Like, he looks to be human, but he has blotches of red skin that are just, it sort of looks like a permanent sunburn, almost, all over his body. And he just looks at you and he says, well, you're asking about Axis. So here's the thing, okay? What he doesn't have in intelligence, he makes up in the ability to beat people to death with his bare hands. So imagine someone who is strong enough to crush a man's skull with one hand. Just imagine what that looks like. Put a 3-foot long beard on him and make him 5 feet tall. Except imagine this person runs around in nothing but a loincloth.
So where can we find him? I feel like if you run around wearing nothing but a loincloth, that's pretty conspicuous.
Well, Axis and his boys, as they're referred to colloquially, they sort of like to hang out in, for lack of a better term, the gutter.
And where's the gutter around here? There's gutters in all parts of the city.
Specifically, there's a gutter on Dockside that is on the bottom level where most of the seawater drains into. There's going to be a massive, I don't want to call it massive, it's a fairly large homeless town. Shantytown. Let's give them their proper respect. Shantytown. Just outside the gutter. You're going to want to look there. And you're going to be real careful. Because Axis and his boys are very good friends with those people.
Do you have any other words of advice for us if we're, gonna traipse into this shanty town that's very, very dangerous?
If you have money, his boys are not exactly the most loyal.
Good to know.
That's all I got.
Well, that was very helpful. Thank you.
Is the gutter area similar to where we were originally? Where we got the
it
gate?
would be directly below where you were.
Okay.
You can take the elevator to get there, or you could take the stairs. It's up to you. But the whole shanty town is that almost a quarter of the city in that whole area. But and as he starts to walk away from you, he says, "The closer you are to the actual gutter, the closer you are to Axis."
Okay.
As we walk away from this, I try to whisper to Linnea, saying, "Isn't it suspicious that the guy we were looking for was right below? Was right below us the whole time?"
I keep telling you, this sounds like a trap. None of this seems like it's logical.
We'll just send in the little one first when we get there.
Well, we better go check them out, because I'm not sure what's going over on that bar, but I feel like the little one is very inebriated at this point. Not sure about Vine Bottom, or whatever his name is again, Colt Boy. But we should probably go fetch them either way and tell them what's going on.
So we walk over to Elgar and the small one, and we say, "Hey guys, we got some information. We got a lead. You guys ready?"
I'll meet you outside. Give me 1 second with this fine lady.
I'm slamming the bar and demanding that I get another shot glass filled with that beautiful wine before I leave, refusing to leave until I get another shot glass
And
full.
she just looks at you and immediately pours it for you.
All right,
And
I
I
drink
say,
it.
and I say, well, I might as well take one too, so I also take one. Take a
A
shot.
shot glass?
Or a drink. I'll just do a drink, same drink. I'll try that too.
Okay.
I want some Dragon Crush if we're gonna be drinking.
And she spins the bottle around, and there's like an orange circle around one of the little things. She uncorks it and pulls out a tankard, and she pours it out for you.
All right, well, cheers to new adventures, boys. Hopefully, we're not all dead in the morning.
And you all drink your drink, and
Blink.
Thunor, this is a completely different flavor from what you've ever expected. Normally you expect wine to be very sweet. This is dry and smoky, and it just tastes completely different from what you're used to. It's sort of nice though, because the alcohol content is pretty high.
So I scoop my butt over next to Elgar, and I get really close to his face. I'm like, Elgar, this drink is very interesting. And I'm like breathing a little bit too close to him. He can smell my breath.
Yeah, it smells like you've had a good couple of sips there. It's some tasty stuff from back home. Refined, brewed, beautiful, beautiful leaf wine. You know, us leaf bottoms, we know all about leaf wine.
And I start looking away because he's talking too long.
Wait, it's from your home. That's what you're drinking.
Well, the wood elf home is any woodland, any forest. You know, home is where the leaf wine is. Where...
Interesting.
I crawl across the bar, knocking down glasses and bottles on my way, and then I go up to Elgar and I whisper in his ear, "That's beautiful."
While the commotion of him crashing and shit's going, I want to try and pickpocket the vial of leaf wine.
You mean the entire jug that she's carrying?
Wait, is it a jug? I thought she...
It is a jug with a ton of spouts all over it.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, how big is it?
You better be a really good pickpocket.
It's about 2 feet tall and about a foot
Fuck's
wide.
sake. Fuck's sake. Never mind then.
Just dress it up to
God
look
damn.
like the little one.
Just put
It's about the
some
same
clothes on
size as
it.
him, yeah?
Get your hands off my clothes.
So, you guys finish your drinks. Are you going to head out after that?
Probably.
Do we want to look at her crown or her necklace or anything like
Oh, I wanted to ask her about the crown, actually.
What do you ask?
I was gonna say, you know, that looks awfully heavy. Why did you choose cast iron? There's so many more acceptable, more lightweight things that you could be wearing for a diadem. Why did you pick cast iron?
She looks at you and raises an eyebrow. She says, "If it was my choice, I wouldn't do it." And she pulls up her hair, and it's actually integrated into her skull.
Are you cursed? What happened?
I am. With the dying breath of some woman that decided to mess with my husband and kill him, I choked her to death. And with the last thing that she said, this crown sprouted from my head. So,
I mean,
if you ever see a blonde woman with dark skin and elf ears, and her last name happens to be Sunspire, will you murder that whole family for me? That would be ideal.
will that lift the curse, or do you have to kill them in particular? Because we can always bring them back here, and then you could murder her.
I mean, I will pay you if you do that.
You're talking my language. How much?
That entirely depends on how many of them you can bring me, and how closely related they were to that woman.
Noted. Well, I'm sorry about your giant crown that's embedded into your head. And hopefully could fix that situation at some point. Finish my
Yeah, that's-
tankard and I start to head out.
That's a beautiful necklace as well. What's up with that? Massive emerald. Never seen one of
Emeralds are not purple, for future reference.
that. I mean, I'm
Oh,
not a dwarf.
no.
I've got no idea what these rocks...
He's colorblind!
She looks at you and she says, "Well, thank you. My grandmother gave it to me. It's a family heirloom, and no, you cannot buy it." And no, you're not the first person to ask me that question.
I'm gonna elbow him and just be like, Elgar, her eyes are up there.
My apologies. Yeah, we better get.
Yeah, you're damn
gonna-
right we better get going.
I'm
Come
gonna
on,
elbow
Romeo.
the little one and be like, "Hey, her breasts are up."
Really, Jenkins? For real though.
Yeah, Jenkins, what's wrong with you?
Everything is wrong with him.
As you guys are leaving, the tavern, make a perception check, actually.
We are smart.
You see everything. Except for Gary.
What's mine? Plus 5?
I have so many sick bonuses and shit. I'm just rolling like 5s.
I think yours is +6. Yeah.
Wow.
Dang. Okay. You guys are walking by, and on the right-hand side, there's basically a sticky note that's been tacked to a pegboard, but it's the only note that's on there. And it catches your eye because it says, "Axis needs allies" on it, and it says, "Inquire at." What is it? Hold on. Inquire at the Toejam Tavern.
Man, we're going tavern hopping today, huh, guys? Well, who's up for another round?
I don't hear Lanaya because I'm too short, and I pull her down, and I say in her ear, and I point, and I say, "That's our guy."
Yes, we're gonna go head over there, Elfo.
I'm down for another drink. If it's anything as good as that last one, we can hop around town for a bit.
Well, I mean, the bar is called the Toejam, so I wouldn't promise anything too nice, but
I mean,
that's
what
our
was this
guy that
one
we gotta go.
called?
Iron
The
nail.
Rusty Nail?
The iron, the rust. Yeah, there's some kind of iron.
I don't know. That sounds way more normal than Toejam, but
It could be jam like you jam your toe in something, not
thanks, Elfo.
You're welcome.
Well, let's go over there and see what we can find out. Maybe we can learn more information before we kill this guy, or see if the deal's better on the other side.
Can we? Well, no. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because he's not gonna be expecting us. I was
It was
gonna say we
supposed-
could try to disguise ourselves, but not expecting us. So
It was a poster on the wall, right?
Yeah.
I want to take it off the wall, fold it, and put it in my pocket.
Okay, absolutely. You
Right.
take it, and you notice that it's like, normally paper or parchment is really like smooth. This is like the most shoddy paper that you've ever touched in your life. It's not high quality at all. It's like somebody made this.
is it toilet paper?
You're not really sure at this point.
What's the writing in?
Do I need to do a blood check on Gary now because he touched that paper?
Fuck's sake.
It's actually written in ink. It is actually written in ink, but it looks like someone who just recently learned how to write, like a little kid.
Okay.
Let's go to the tavern.
So the Toejam Tavern is actually located within that shanty town, but it's on the opposite end of where the gutter is, specifically.
Do we
So
notice
is it-
anything as we walk around? Are there like?
So you have to take the elevator. And as you go down the elevator, the humidity level doubles. So the humidity at the very bottom level is palpable. If any of you have long hair, you notice that your hair is very what's the term? I don't remember. Frizzy.
Big.
Frizzy.
Frizzy.
That's
Big
what I
hair.
was looking for. Is your hair becomes frizzy, and you just don't feel good as a whole. You just feel wet, just altogether.
Like we're in soup.
Exactly. And the smell of dead fish is very, very pungent here. And the elevator drops you on the edge of the shanty town, but you're sort of in the middle between the gutter on the left side. And when you actually look to your left, there literally is a massive funnel that leads to the very bottom, which is actually like a giant metal grate, and there's a ton of water that's just constantly flowing into this funnel. From the sides and from apparent sources, there's like tubes that come down that are gutters from above. There are some that come around from the very edge. There's some that are just below the level. So there's all sorts of things running into this specific funnel, and that's what is known as the gutter. On the outside of that, there's a bunch of rusty sheet metal houses everywhere. Either they're sheet metal or they're wood, and they're all ramshackle. Everything down here is ramshackle. At the very edge. At the very edge of this, there's a large shanty building, but it's actually pretty high quality. If you were to take a bunch of shipping crates and then cut them up and put them back together again, that's exactly what this looks like. So instead of being really shanty, this just looks like a makeshift tavern of some sort that looks to be semi-permanent, as opposed to the rest of the buildings look like they could be taken apart, put back together. Nobody would really care. This building seems more permanent than that. Absolutely. Oh, hello, kitten.
I'd like to inspect the cat.
Kitty baby! Yay!
So is there like a normal doorway in the front that we go through, or are there any like other entrances?
There's actually an archway that actually doesn't have a door. It has a large bead curtain, but the beads appear to be knuckle bones, human knuckle bones.
Human knuckle bones.
Yep.
Well, that's a lot of humans that you gotta kill to make one of those.
You guys sure you still want to go in there?
Well, someone should at least go in and like see what's happening. I nominate Elfo.
I can do it. I say. They won't notice me in there.
So you're gonna try and sneak your way in there?
I'm gonna stealth my way in.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20 plus 3, please.
Oh, shit.
Oh dear.
Does he have a gong tied around his neck too as he goes in?
So the second Elfo begins to walk, he takes on this big personality, like he's a little Napoleon, and he literally takes he takes his hands like this, puts his hands in between the knuckle bones, and just goes woof, like, and it rattles like you're shaking a cup of dice. And the second that he does that, the tavern inside is actually pretty loud. You can hear a bunch of very deep voices, and a few stringed instruments inside. And the second that he does that, the whole thing just shuts down. And the second that you walk in there, Jenkins, you throw the thing open and you look in, and your arms are on your side, and you're like, "I was not stealthy at all. This was a mistake."
I cartwheel into the tavern.
Make an acrobatics check for me, please. Holy crap.
Hey, it's Elgar and Elfo!
So, right behind you, Jenkins, as you're sitting there with your arms on your side, the dive roll cartwheel combo that Elgar comes in, he immediately comes in, and it's like all the attention is averted from the small man to the large man that just came inside. Did you strike a pose at the end of that, Elgar?
Oh, of course.
What does it look like?
Fists on hips, chest
Just
out. You know,
Napoleon level.
Yeah, the same.
the like Peter Pan pose.
Moxie,
We're
and
like
Purge,
synchronous.
what are you doing?
I'm gonna.
Observing from a safe distance right
I look
now.
at-
Just like, this is not. Ooh.
I'll look over at Linnea and just like shrug and look really confused and disappointed and like slowly walk up after them so I can look inside.
So
I
are
guess
you just gonna peek in through the curtain? Or
Yeah,
what are you
just like a little peek.
doing? And you're just standing behind them, Moxie?
Can I stealth in? Kind of like slip in unnoticed?
You could try. Okay. You're able to like crawl in on the side. A couple people do notice you, but nobody really makes a very
Not after the entrance those two made. Jeez.
Oh yeah, and only the couple people that see you are like, whatever. Who really cares? But they're like, what are these two doing exactly?
No, what are those? I don't know those guys. They're crazy.
And the closest people to you, there's a large round table that appears to be missing a leg, and there's a guy sitting at it that's actually holding up the table with his body. He looks at you. I need you, the three of you that are actually all four of you need to make perception checks, please. Oh.
I have plus
you're
5.
you're at +6. There you go.
Crap.
So, Thunor, as you're peering into it, you notice that the majority of these people are actually full-blooded orcs, which is not a normal thing. I mean, even from where you're from, full-blooded orcs are usually tribal and aggressive, and all of these guys are wearing clothing. A lot of orcs just either don't wear clothing or there's some sort of really... They're sort of... excuse me. They're sort of... they usually wear like tattered armor, or loosely put together different pieces of armor from either scavenging or whatever. Most of these guys are actually wearing literal clothing, and they sort of actually look like a band of pirates.
I'm gonna whisper to everybody, guys, I don't like this.
And then as soon as you two finish posing, and then Moxie sneaks in on the right side, a large dwarf walks up to you guys. He has tan skin, fairly dark tan skins, and he has a very large scar on his chin that goes all the way from one side of his mouth, and then it makes a curve down, and it sort of looks like somebody carved a goatee into his face. And he looks at you, and he says, "Well, who you be?"
Who is he talking to?
He's talking to the two posing people.
Elgar Leafbottom. Yeah, this is my friend Elfo. Elgar and Elfo. We're here in your tavern. We're looking for
Axis. That me.
Axis F.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you're Axis.
that's me.
Well, it's nice to meet you, sir. Do you mind stepping over here to talk to us for a second?
No. I do mind. Wait, no. I do not mind that. And he has a sort of...
trouble?
He sort of looks at you in a suspicious way, like, I don't really know if either I said that right or you're saying things wrong. Like, he genuinely doesn't know the difference.
Sounds
It's
like
okay,
this
we
guy
can
could
sit
use a
down and have it.
potion.
I grab him by the loincloth, not having heard anything that has been said because it's too high up, and I say, "Give us Axis F and nobody gets hurt."
He looks down at you and he says, "What are you exactly?"
I'm Elfo.
He looks at you and he looks at you and he's like, He looks back and he says, "I don't know whether to punch it or eat it." He looks back at his boys, and
You can stroke it as well.
and he looks at you and he does, "Ooh." He has a 3-foot long beard. It's actually a full, it's almost barely a foot off the ground. And he takes his beard and he strokes it a little bit and he says, "I think I might keep him as a pet."
No, he's my friend, not your friend.
And
He's our pet.
When he looks back and talks, and only 3 of the orcs in this tavern actually laugh when he says that. He just looks back, and there's only 3 of them that laugh, and one of them is wearing an eye patch. One of them actually has what seems to be a blade for a hand. It's like a 3-foot long piece of steel that somebody smashed into his nub, is what it looks like, because it's it looks heavily infected. It doesn't look great. But one of the orcs doesn't have a hand, and there's actually a literal blade jammed into his hand.
I'm gonna go over to one of the orcs and I'm gonna say, "Boy, buddy, that doesn't look very good. You know what would help is one of my potions."
And he looks at you, and he just looks at his hand. And he
You're
says,
oozing there,
and
buddy.
he
It's
says-
not healthy.
He says, it hurts a lot. What's a potion?
So a potion, and I pull one out of my bag, and it's one of the red ones. I'm like, what this will do for a mere 5 coppers will make you forget all about what's not feeling so great on your hand. I promise.
He just looks at it. And he goes, 5 copper. And he pulls out a little coin purse. And he goes into it. And he's like, I need help. And he looks around. And one of the orcs, the orc with the eye patch, comes over. And he pulls out a silver piece. And he goes, close enough. It's not like he can count anyway. And he puts it in your hand. He's like, give me 2.
All right. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna hand him 2, and I'm saying this is gonna make you forget all about your hand. I guarantee it.
And the very clearly smarter orc just pops open both of them. He says, "Open your mouth," and the other orc opens his mouth. He drops both potions into it. Roll
All right,
2d6.
so I gotta roll.
A 2 and a 3. It doesn't heal him. But he looks
What
at it.
does it
he
do?
The orc looks around and he's like, "Oh, awesome. Oh, what?" And he just looks around, and you can see his skin gets a little darker, and it darkens a little bit, and it turns a little bit matte, because most of their skin is a little bit shiny because they're wet, or they're moist, because it's so humid. And it seems to harden his skin quite significantly, and then he starts shaking violently.
Can't handle his liquor.
I'm gonna be like, see, now you don't feel anything. You don't have to worry about your hand. You are a little bit drier than usual. That's gonna feel really nice.
He looks at his hand and he goes, "It still hurts." And at
But now
this,
you're
at
thinking
this
about
point,
something
at
else.
this point, Axis looks at Jenkins and just goes, "You want to be my pet?"
I challenge Axis and his boys to a drinking game between my boys and Axis's boys.
And then what do we get if we beat, or when we beat you?
Winner has to leave town. Oh no, loser has to leave town. Winner gets to stay.
Oh no, Elfo.
Wait, which one of those is it?
Winner stays in town. Loser leaves town, and with all of their belongings.
I'll take that bet, but we get to choose the alcohol.
Okay, deal.
Too easy. He looks back and he goes, "Bring out the sludge." And then all the orcs in the place start going, "Sludge, sludge, 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 sludge." And literally, this massive ogre comes back from the back, and he has what looks to be a chamber pot. Except it's massive. It's about 3 foot high, 3 foot wide, and it's made of cast iron. He brings it out, and
We drinking toilet wine?
he sets it on the ground in front of you guys, and then he hands each of you a wooden mug.
Can I smell?
Oh, you don't even have to be around. You can smell it already.
Can I do like a medicine check? Do I understand what's
Sure.
like made? What the stuff is?
Sure.
right.
Actually, do it with. You have proficiency in this specific one, because I would consider it using your alchemist's tools.
Yeah. So just do I click anything extra for proficiency, or do I just?
Oh, we could just add 2 to it, or
Alright,
yeah,
so-
proficiency just adds 2. So.
All right. So medicine is the best one, or investigation?
Medicine. So it's
Plus
a
2.
15. So, And, well, actually, I would give you advantage as well, to be honest with you, because you get a second to look at it and you actually can analyze it. So, from what you can gather, it is a rudimentary form of, yes, toilet wine. Except for the fact that this actually has dead fish in it. It also has some sort of mystery meat in it that appears to be cooked.
Is it poison? To, like,
God,
non-orc.
I hate orcs.
If you're not an orc, it potentially could be. Because
I'm gonna turn...
orcs are notorious for being able to eat a lot of things without going crazy or having disease. So, they have very high constitutions.
Oh, boy.
I dip my cup into the chamber pot of sludge. And I'm ready.
So all of the orcs, the orc bros gather around you. The one with his like dagger or sword fist, dips his mug in. Axis like dips his in. The guy with the eye patch dips his in, and then the last remaining orc, who has his bottom tusk teeth are actually capped in gold. Gets over there and he puts his mug in. What are you doing, Purge?
I'm looking around, not enjoying the smell, but I got to take one for the team, even though I think it's a bad idea. So I'm waiting for someone to say.
So are you taking a mug?
Yeah, I took a mug, and I filled it up.
What about you, Moxie?
Oh, God. Trying to figure out a way to talk my way out of it. But I'm not thinking how to talk my way out of it right now.
Can I try to light the goblet, like who's the guy that we're trying?
Axis?
Axis?
Axis
Can
F.
I start a fire in his drink using my druid craft?
Are you trying to do it sneakily? Because that's a very apparent thing.
I will pass then. I thought it could be like.
The
What
only
are,
thing
what
I
are
can...
you doing, Jenkins?
So I pull out a dagger and I stab the bottom of my my mug, and then I fill it up.
Are you trying to do that sneakily, or are you just straight up like...
Well, nobody's paying any attention to me. So
I will let you make a stealth check at advantage. Because he is smaller than the cauldron.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. So what do I roll?
Stealth check. So do 2 rolls.
D20 plus
3.
shit. Oh, come on.
The second that you poke a hole in it, and then you're like going to get it, you can't quite reach it, and then the bartender goes, "What?" He pulls your mug away from you, hands you a different one.
What else is in the room we're in? Can I just
A
like
shitload of orcs.
quickly survey the room, but like benches, tables, potted
Make a
plants?
perception check.
Perception.
You don't see anything.
That's like 6 perception checks in a roll where I've rolled
Very
either
low,
like,
yeah.
like
Actually,
a 1 to a
the
6.
best part is you rolled a natural 20 and a 1.
Yep.
What are the odds?
Pretty high if you're Gareth, apparently.
Apparently.
So, all of you have mugs full of sludge, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
Correct.
need you all to make Constitution saving throws, please.
I don't want to drink it.
But are you gonna drink it?
No, I'm gonna sleight of hand to try and put the drink back into the cauldron without anyone.
Now I'm going to vomit everywhere, apparently. Violently.
Okay.
It's not bad for a half elf. 11.
Okay.
Based off of what?
Bad.
All right. So, upon So you're not imbibing it, right?
Yeah.
You go to do it. You go to drink it, and then you like fake put it back in, and the orc with the gold teeth looks at you and just gives you that nod, you know, like the knowing mother, like.
So he's a smart orc.
Or he just got extremely lucky on his roll.
God damn it. Well,
And he takes a swig and immediately begins retching everywhere. Like he vomits projectile, he vomits back into the sludge. One of the knife hand guy, because of the potions that you gave him, immediately starts retching and throwing up everywhere in the same exact manner. He actually falls on the ground unconscious. But Axis and then the eye patch orc drink it, and they just look at you like, what you got, son? Moxie, you take a drink of the swig, and before it even touches your mouth, you don't actually get any of it in your mouth. You begin to retch everywhere, just in the exact same way. And you, like, it actually physically hurts you. You actually take,
Oh my god, what?
damage.
Wait, what is it? Oops, I actually messed it up. One.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with taking
You actually
damage.
take 4 points of damage.
Jesus. Alright, I tap out. I'm sorry, boys. This is not. Nope. I'll
Gareth-
patch you guys
Gareth-
up
Gareth,
afterwards.
are you
but-
gonna actually drink it?
No, if the golden tooth orc is puking and shit, he's distracted. I'm not gonna do.
All right, so, Thunor, this is the worst drink you've ever had in your life, ever, but for alcohol content, it's actually not that bad comparatively to some things you've drank before.
All right, I scoot next to Elgar and I get like 8 inches away from his face, and I say, it's really interesting. It's not my favorite, but it's okay.
What kind of
And-
flavor
in his face.
profile are we talking?
Well,
Mostly dead fish.
sulfur.
Guttery?
Yes, I wouldn't pay money for it, but I'm here for my bros when they make terrible decisions.
I mean,
And-
you're here on holiday, right? It's like a touristy thing to do.
Yeah, I'm
And-
just trying to
Uh,
learn new things and experience new stuff.
And Jenkins,
Nice fermented cultural.
Jenkins is actually able to keep his drink down.
Of course, why? How? What? No,
I've had
what?
microbrews that are worse than this. Back at the pole.
So, round 2.
Fucking reindeer milk. Fermented reindeer milk tastes worse.
Oh my god.
Round 2. It's 2 versus 2. I need you to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Oh damn.
Jeez.
Didn't he just roll 20
You
plus
just-
3,
you just
not a
rolled 20
d20?
Literally
you roll-
20 plus 3.
You forgot the
Somebody-
D. Hit the up arrow and then put a D in front of the.
Oh, wow, sick
Wow,
23,
cheater.
dude.
You're a cheater. I'm just kidding. 14. Okay. So, both Kevin, Thunor and Jenkins, you both pull the cup to your mouth, and the smell starts overwhelming you. Your eyes start watering. You manage to keep it down. The eye patch orc, on the other hand, starts to drink the other one and starts spewing again. More everywhere. Axis actually drinks and doesn't actually have a reaction at all.
He likes sludge.
There's only one other person I've seen that's able to drink like that.
Who is it?
Yeah, you gonna finish that thought?
Does he wear red?
He does wear red, and he's a big fat man, and he only works 1 day a year.
All right. So round 3. more Constitution saving throws.
I'm saying very encouraging things the entire time. Like, you can do this, guys. It's disgusting, but I believe in you.
Okay. Jenkins, you pull that cup to your mouth one more time, even if it's just your little sippies that you do because you're little, and you just can't hold it in anymore. It just, your eyes start watering, and you begin to vomit, and you retch, and you take 3 points of damage.
It's the combat I came here for.
I know, right?
Can I
Purge.
take out my jug and pour a thing of water for Jenkins?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I could reach into my bag and I pull out a large jug and I say water, and just pour him out a little cup and pat his little back like, it's okay, little buddy, it's all right.
I'll take one as well while we're at it.
I didn't offer you water. You didn't do
Yeah.
anything.
Come on,
Thank you,
beggars
Linnea.
can't be
I'll have an
choosers.
also, thanks.
So
Give him a cup of mayonnaise instead.
Right, I'll take my water skin out of my backpack and take a sip then.
round 3, Thunor and Axis are actually still fine, surprisingly. And he says, he looks at you and he says, "Whoa, it seems like we're the only ones left. What do you say I beat you to death, and then the rest of your friends leave?"
I'm gonna look around at my team and see if they look at all competent for fighting.
At the moment, Jenkins does not.
I mean, I wasn't
I hear-
expecting much out of him anyway, so.
Did I hear what the orc said? Did I
Yeah,
hear
you
this
did.
right?
Absolutely.
Right, I put my hand on my Yickelwa. I'm ready to fight with my Yickelwa.
And
I just
I'll
give
s-
him a look like, fuck off, buddy.
I'll just say, I thought we were bonding here. Thought we had something.
Wait, we're not doing this to you.
I know.
Fight the other dude.
I'm talking to the guy.
Oh, okay, all right.
Sarcasm.
Well,
I'm
no,
a very
just-
literal race, thank you. I'm a Vidalcan. I don't get that.
I'm just talking to you specifically, human. You and me, one-on-one.
You got pretty big arms. I don't know if I.
Yeah, and you
If I
have a
can,
tiny head. What does it matter?
Oh, damn.
Oh, come on.
I don't know what to say. Team, throw the little one at him.
Sick him, Elfo.
How about
Bite his ankle.
how about I say one more round and then I refill my. There's a lot of orcs in this room, guys. This seems like a bad
They're all-
idea.
They're all puking and shit. They're all like super fucked.
Are there
only
only
the
four
that were in
orcs?
the thing, though.
Yeah. That's at the first table. Okay.
How many orcs are there? Estimate.
Between 18 and 25.
That's a lot of orcs. I
That's
don't think
a
we can
lot
take all of them.
But are they all together?
That's the real question.
All right.
Not all orcs know all of their orcs.
I'm gonna tell them that let's go fight outside.
Call him a
He
bitch.
looks at you and he says, "Well, there's not a lot of room in here to fight. So, yeah, let's go outside."
I need to bring my cheerleaders with. Let's go, guys.
I pick up the little guy, tuck him under an arm, like, come on there, little one. Let's go.
He's sipping on his water. He's like Baby Yoda.
He is, yeah, he's our baby Yoda,
Little
except
baby-
way more useless.
Baby Elfo.
Baby Yoda
grab-
with no force powers.
I grab one more mug of the sludge on my way out.
Ugh.
Oh no!
For scientific purposes.
For scientific purposes.
All right, let's go outside, boys.
So,
Let's say I lead the way, I guess, on the way out.
all right. So you guys all leave into the humidity and the sort of lack of. There's not a lot of light here. There's some natural light coming from above, but overall it's a little bit dim. There are some torches all around, but it is fair. It's decently lit enough that you don't need dark vision or anything to be able to see. As soon as you get outside, the wet cobblestone of this floor, or the damp cobblestone of this floor, has a shine to it that's a little strange. But outside of that, you guys get outside, and he walks out from behind you, and he's like loosening up his muscles, and for a naked man, he looks really intensely armored for some reason.
Quick, Gary, seduce him.
Why me? Let Elfo go.
Excuse me, that would be my job.
Okay, Alpha, quick, seduce him. And we don't have to fight.
I ask him what how much can he bench? And his quads are he has really nice quads.
He looks at you and he just says, "What does any of that mean?"
And then I call him a gym rat.
I don't know what that means either.
Okay.
And he looks at you and he looks at Thunor and he just says, "We're gonna fight or not?"
How far are we from the entrance to the bar?
You're about 25, 30 feet away.
Okay. I say yes. Let's pull out the spear.
You're pulling out your. Don't you have?
I
an
changed.
actual,
I changed. I know. I changed to a spear.
Okay, you have a spear now.
Yep.
So you're pulling out your spear.
Yep.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, so you're pulling out weapons now?" Yeah.
I mean, you got 2 weapons too.
Yeah, these 2 babies. Let's go. I need you to roll initiative.
All of us, yeah?
Are you all taking part?
I want to ward him. I want to do a thing. So yeah, I guess.
Can you guys see that?
God.
I have a weird pop-up.
Oh, I didn't click my token. Okay.
Oof.
But I didn't click my token, so it doesn't count.
Yes, it does. You literally.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. That's a
No, it
3.
doesn't.
Yes, it does. You cheater.
Damn it. That's a
What does
good
she-
roll.
what does
That
she
should be
mean
my
she didn't
attack
click her
roll.
token?
What did you say?
What is it? What does she mean she didn't click her token?
If you don't click your token when you roll initiative, it doesn't automatically apply it to the rolls. Like, he's got a little thing that'll show all of our initiative.
That's true.
Oh.
See?
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I see. I got the same pop-up. I think. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So we had to click an token.
Jenkins.
Yeah, select
I keep
your
drawing-
token and then
drawing
click
things by
initiative.
accident.
You gotta hit the pointer, Jenkins.
So I have to re-roll initiative. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. pretty
Oh,
much.
there it is. Oh shit.
Can I have my first roll, please?
Fuck.
What was your first roll?
An 18.
24. Thunor Triple is at 6. Oh no, you're 18.
What about my 18?
Yeah, you get it.
Linnea is at 3.
Someone had to take one for the team. Girl, he's not even gonna punch you. It's fine.
I was gonna help you out, but
and then
fine.
once we'll put
What does Elbow have a bunch of fucking dots on him?
little boy is at 21. That's fine. So Elgar, you are actually first. I don't have a token for my boy, Mr. Where are you at, Mr. Dwarf?
What's this guy wearing?
Absolutely
A
nothing.
loincloth, remember?
Just a loincloth.
I don't know
not
how
loincloth.
none of you were able
This
to
is so
seduce
good.
him.
Look at this token.
There she is.
That's great. Is that the guy we're fighting?
It is.
Okay.
Add turn. He is at 23. So, Elgar, you are first. What are you doing?
I pass. I don't want to do anything yet. I want to see how this unfolds.
So are you gonna hold your turn until?
Hold my turn. Yeah.
But you have to set a specific.
Hold my
function.
turn until after Linnea.
Okay, so you're moving down past Linnea. Okay. My guy's gonna run up to run up to Thunor. He's gonna punch you straight in your face.
If he can.
What's your armor class?
14.
Oh, watch out, everybody. 20 plus 8. Oh, his first attack misses. He swings.
That's right.
He swings wildly at your face, and you pull back just enough that he doesn't quite hit you. He seems a little drunk.
Am I drunk?
You are definitely drunk, but in a very strange, like, you just feel sick. You don't feel drunk.
Okay.
You haven't quite processed all of it yet because there's so much gunk floating in it. The majority of it is not actually alcohol.
Some good protein in there. Yeah. Okay.
This one actually connects with you.
Oh.
I just rolled that. I didn't mean to actually just roll that, but there you go. 1d6 plus 5. Bam! You take 7 damage. And then he's going to use his bonus action to do Flurry of Blows.
It's probably not a big deal.
I should make some macros for this. And he connects with both of those.
We gotta get some hype battle music for next time.
I know, I have to. Oh, yeah, I'll be more prepared next time.
No worries.
You take 14 points of damage with his flurry.
That's after the 7.
Yep. So he's literally just wailing on you with his bare hands.
What a jerk.
All right, it is now Linnea.
It's
Where
my
am I?
turn.
Where
So,
am I in
hold
this?
on.
Oh wait, no, it's Thuner of Traypool. I'm sorry, that was my bad. That's...
I am going to give him a stab with my...
You're gonna stab him with your spear?
Yep.
Okay, go and roll your stab. You definitely do not hit him. You try and stab him, but he very dexterously rolls out of it. Are you doing anything else? Are you moving away, or what are you gonna do?
I would like to run away to the safety of my friends. How many spaces can I move?
If keep in mind that if you don't use a disengage action, you will take an attack from him.
If I do not use a disengage?
Yes, which I don't know.
Disengage means move, I assume.
It's instead of attacking, you could do that. I'm sorry, I should have explained that if you wanted to move away from him without attacking, you could just move away from him, and you
Okay,
won't
so
take
now
an
he's-
attack of opportunity from him.
So now he's about to hit me again. Because I haven't moved
potentially
away.
going to beat you down, but if Linnea has something to say about it.
I'm confused. I already did my action, basically,
You did
right?
your
'Cause I
action,
tried
but
to
if you
attack.
move away from him, he will attack you, because it's called an attack of opportunity.
How many distances, how many spaces can I move
What's your speed?
at this point? 30.
You can move 6.
He's gonna get an attack on me, right?
He
when I
is,
move.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, let's run away.
Okay, so go ahead and move your character up to 6 away.
How does that look, team?
It looks like
Excellent.
Gary's gonna get fucked, is what I'm thinking.
Excellent.
Pray on him, Gary.
Get away
How
from
much
me.
damage did you just take?
10.
An extra 10?
Yep.
You can't move yet, Jenkins. Get your ass back over there.
What was that total? You took like 30 damage total. or something.
31.
31.
Okay.
I'd like to point out I'm still alive, guys.
That's big. No, that's big, man. You're a
All right,
chunky boy.
so Linnea,
Can you guys see my health or no?
it is, yes.
No,
you
we
can.
can't see it. I can't.
You can't see it? I can see it.
No. You're the DM. You see everything,
I
man.
do. I'm like God, but more awesome.
And he's gonna get smitten.
Yep.
Anyways,
So, Linnea, what would you like to do?
so originally I was gonna use this on Purge, but Purge ran away. So I'm gonna turn to the one that's closest to our very not so friendly friend now, and that would be Elgar. And I'm gonna say, Figgy Bottom, don't worry, I have a special spell that I use whenever I'm creating my potions, just in case anything goes a little bit wrong. And I cast hazmat suit on him.
Hazmat
Oh,
suit.
shit.
What is that?
It's sanctuary. But I flavor texted it
Oh,
a
that's
little bit.
brilliant. I love it.
So
Oh.
whenever I'm creating
That's
potions,
sick. So you're putting that on Gareth then.
I'm putting it on Gareth.
Elgar Leaf Bottom.
Figgy bottom.
Figgy Bottom has hazmat suit cast on him. Okay.
How many? I've had like 7 names this game. I love it. Apple bottom, figgy bottom, leaf.
I do like apple bottom. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Jenkins.
Boots
nailed it
with
there
the
that
fur.
one, I think. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So you're officially warded. And Linnea has taken her action. Right? Are you moving anywhere,
Yes.
Linnea?
I'm going to move a little bit further back.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna, because I still want to stay within range though of casting stuff. Hold on, let me double check how far. Do I have to be 10
That's a bonus
feet?
action. Technically, you have another action if you wanted to, if you have a ranged weapon or something.
I do have a cantrip that I could use, or am I allowed to use a cantrip
you can
at this
absolutely
point?
cast a regular spell and a cantrip in the same turn.
I'm also gonna turn towards this guy, and I'm like, that stuff that you made us drink was super nasty, and so now you're gonna have to get a taste of something else nasty. And I'm gonna go and throw a flask of nasty green stuff out of my
All right,
bag.
so I have to make a dexterity saving throw of nasty green stuff. Oh, that's sick. Okay.
How far is each square?
5 feet. So
You can
as,
use the ruler
as you,
too.
As you turn around and throw. What did you throw at him? Oh yeah, your little flask or whatever.
Yeah.
He's not even turned around yet. He just punched. He punched Thuno right in the thigh as he ran, and it sort of gave you a Charlie horse. And as he turns around, he has his mouth open, and it smashes him right in the face. He looks
Oh,
back at
take
you.
that.
And he does. Did you roll? You rolled damage on that, right? Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't do much, but
It doesn't look like he takes the full brunt of it, but it does hit him in the face, and his face is a little bit more scarred than it is normally.
yeah, how's that for nastiness?
It doesn't
That's
feel
my turn.
good. Okay, so Elgar, it is now your turn.
What's the range on unarmed attacks? Is it?
You have to be within 4. Are you using your Radiant Sunbolt, or are you using your regular attack?
I'm talking about regular.
A regular
I may
attack, you have to be
use-
right next to him.
Okay. But I could, so I can't get unarmed strikes in, but I can get a Yickle strike.
It only doesn't have a reach of 10 feet. You'd have to have a reach of 10 feet.
That, yeah, my Yickle does.
No, it doesn't. It has
But-
reach in addition to that other stuff.
It's got range of 10/30.
What'd you say?
10 range of.
Are you
10
throwing it?
Like,
Because that's throwing range.
oh, is that throwing range?
It is.
Gotcha. I'll go Radiant Sun. We're gonna light him up. We're gonna pray to the Sun God. This motherfucker's done for.
Looks pretty good.
Oh, I forgot about the flavor text as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I can spend a key point to make the special action twice.
As a bonus action. Or, if you wanted to flurry of blows, you get 2 additional attacks as well as a bonus action.
But can I flurry of
Oh,
blows?
you can't flurry
with
of
my
blows
weapon?
because, yeah. So you could actually
It's
just...
like I'm out of range.
you could spend a key point to attack twice.
Cool. How do I do that?
Basically, you hit your roll twice. Oh yeah, you attacked with Radiant Sunbolt. So if you spend a key point, you can actually attack again.
Yeah. Key down to 2. So I can roll that again, right?
Oh, that's my bad. I was looking. I thought it was a different spell. He actually didn't take. He dodged the acid flask. That's my fault. He did actually dodge it. So
Oh, butts.
that's my bad. You have to attack again. You have to roll another attack.
Oh, gotcha.
You did not hit with your second attack, but you did hit with your first attack.
Cool.
So your fists light up with light, and you just and you hit him, and a force the light leaps from your hand and punches the dwarf right in his face, and you can see one of his teeth fly out, and he just looks really, really upset with you. Jenkins, what are you
I
doing?
might have enraged the beast here.
Did I wake up? I woke up.
You're awake.
From my-
You're good.
Wait, why were you asleep in the first place?
I was
Sorry,
drunk,
what?
Moxie. I was drunk, and you guys dragged me into this.
What?
And listen, I may have started it, but I woke up, and now I'm confused, and I blame all of you. But seeing that my friends are in danger, I cast Chaos Bolt on the orc.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Wildly. I can't tell what's going on, so it's in
So
any
what I
direction.
need you to do is I need you to roll a ranged spell attack. So your ranged spell attack is going to be plus 6.
20 plus 6?
D20 plus 6. You did not hit him.
Oh, that's too bad.
But now I need you to roll,
Alpha,
I
you
need
suck.
you to roll a D100.
Oh no!
Yep. All right.
Fun times.
A drunk little wild wizard. What the fuck did we get ourselves into?
Okay. So whenever, man, I should have actually brought my physical book in from the car. Sometimes D&D Beyond takes forever. So, what happens to little Janky Jinx? 55.
So
Your hair falls out, all of it. All of the hair on your body falls off.
All right.
So as you conjure up this chaos bolt and you throw it, and it just completely misses him, and then all of a sudden your hair falls in front of your face and onto the ground. And it's not just your hair on your head; it's your eyebrows, and if you had any facial hair, your facial hair. All of your arm hair falls out. Like all of the hair, all of a sudden you feel, if you're wearing clothes, it's actually inside of your clothing, loose off your body.
he looks like a
Yeah.
little naked mole rat. Fuck's sake, man.
Well, I say that I was going to shave that anyway, so this is wildly convenient.
Okay. Next in line is going to be Elgar is actually on the top of the turn order.
Wait, Jenkins, what color's your skin? You've got pointy ears. You've got no hair. Are you green?
No, I'm not green. I'm wearing green clothing.
No, you need to be green because you need to be elfo.
Little
like-
baby Yoda elfo.
I'm like brown. Light brown.
Right,
I'm linking
my turn,
a,
right?
Oh wait, no.
He's still in the same place. He hasn't moved. I'm still not in punching.
No, he has not actually moved. You're still right there.
Okie dokie. We're gonna go blast him again. We're gonna go round 2 of this.
All right,
That's
go
you,
ahead.
Jenkins.
Go ahead and roll your radiant. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
hit.
fucking radiant.
Do you wanna
Sunbolt.
spend
Let's
another
go.
key point?
Yeah, we'll spend another key point. We'll
All
go
right, let's
wild
see if
on
it
that.
hits. Oh, wow!
Oh,
Yes, you
oh,
hit.
look at
You
this.
hit with both of those attacks. Go ahead and roll damage for both of those, please. Oh!
Oh, it's big.
Oh!
It's huge.
That's huge.
Big
All right.
numbers.
Wow, that's actually
Big
max, and then one
numbers.
less than max. So you line up, you center yourself a little bit from your last hit. It wasn't exactly contacted well, and you do a jab with your left hand, and one hits him in the stomach, and then in the elbow, and in the shoulder, and he's like, "Oh, what even is that?" And as he yells that, he actually like does a little 5-foot hop towards you, and he just yells, "I'm gonna kill you!" And then he goes to attack you, but it requires a wisdom saving throw, which currently he has disadvantage with. So
Yes. Hazmat suit.
which he rolls a 2. So he goes to attack. He's like, "I'm gonna kill you," And then he brings both of his arms up like this, and he goes. He looks very menacingly at you and just doesn't do anything because he's really upset about it. And is that only for the one? Must choose a new target or lose the attacker spell. So instead, as the action, he's actually going to move over to Linnea and beat you to death.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
He gets real
You
upset.
better finish him off fast, boys.
That he gets real upset that he can't attack you. Radiant Bolt is not a spell, by the way. Is it making an attack? Oh, he did make an attack, so then the ward broke. Okay, thank you for reminding me, sir. You attacking him actually broke the spell. So he's going to beat the crap out of you. So,
Oh, thank God.
+8. Boop. Oh, that's a natural one. So yeah, he goes to punch you like in the stomach, and he just misses straight up, and he like sort of looks like Ken or Ryu from Street Fighter, and he tries to make it look cool, but it's not exactly that brilliant.
I just sidestep, little dodge, drop the shoulder. I'm out.
Isn't your AC like absolutely insane? No, it's only 15. He still misses you with both of his attacks. And because of that, I don't think he can flurry of blows. So he's really upset with you, actually, currently.
Nah, 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 nah. Orky boy can't hit.
Stop moving yourself, Jenkins. That's cheap.
So, right now it's Thunor of Treypool's turn.
I'm gonna put my spear away, pull out my longbow, and take a shot.
Shit's about to get real. All right. Fire away.
Do I just click on the bow?
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Is
Nice.
that good, guys?
Pretty good.
Go and roll damage.
You just click the longbow bit, it'll automatically roll for you.
I see.
Oh, Jesus. So
Is he dead?
Max damage. So use your bonus action to put your spear away. You pull out your bow, and for some reason it feels like a very, very long time. You pull your bow back, and you shoot, and it lands precariously. Right.
Hold up.
Right.
Can I use my grasping arrow too? Once I know that it hits.
I'm just gonna tell you right now that it's not necessary.
Okay, thanks, man.
I mean, if you want to do insult to injury, I suppose.
Finish him.
You pull back,
Fatality.
No.
and the second that you let go of that arrow, you know that thing is right on, perfectly right on, and it hits him at the base of his neck, right between his shoulder blades, and it goes in all the way to the fletching arrow, the fletching on the very back of it. And Gareth, as you're like defending from his attacks and he punches you, an iron arrowhead appears from in between his pecs.
A third nipple, if you will.
And he just looks down and he goes, "Oh. And with that, like, the gargling sound comes up from the base of his lungs, and blood just starts gushing out of his mouth, in addition to vomit, and then everything he had in him before. He just begins the choking noise, and he falls over and he twitches, and then his lifeless body is lying there. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna go collect some of Elfo's hair and put it in a little bag and,
Hey, you have to pay for that.
No, I don't. It's free. It's on the ground.
I usually sell it.
Why would this orc have a handkerchief? He's
It's a
wearing a
dwarf.
loincloth.
That's
What do you
actually
have, what?
he was a dwarf.
Oh, I'm dumb.
Can we loot the body?
Do you want his loincloth?
Yes, I do.
Sure.
Well, go for it, Elfo. That loincloth will make a very nice sweater on you.
It's
A bandana.
a scarf.
I look away. I
So
don't want to
you're
see
taking
the
off. You're
naked
taking
dwarf.
off his loincloth. And as you do that, it actually reveals a tattoo on his pelvis.
I look at the tattoo.
Sure,
was-
you do.
I promised that it was the tattoo that I was looking for.
On his pelvis, there's a tattoo of it's about 4 inches long, and it is actually it's actually looks like a tooth that has been dipped in some green goo of some sort.
Yeah, I
Good
look.
night.
Like a canine tooth. It's a
I
sharp
look at
tooth.
the tattoo. All right, I look under his loincloth and I say, "Ooh, that's a gooey 4-incher."
Do I want to know? What are you talking about?
The tattoo.
He's got a tattoo?
Yeah.
Were you not
All
paying?
right.
Were you not paying
I
attention? or
don't
you
want to go
RPing?
look at it, but I figure I've got a good amount of history behind it, so I'm gonna go do a history check on the tattoo.
I want Jenkins to describe the tattoo to me, and then I'm going to do a history check off of his description.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, like you said,
Jenkins, describe it.
it's gooey, 4 inches long. Looks like some sort of log of some sort of meat. Could be beef. Could be, some other type of sausage, but it looks like it's food. It's some sort of food tattoo.
Elgar left bottom has no idea. Linnea's over there just looking in like, sure.
Trying not to look.
Sure, that's exactly what he's describing. Linnea's, I have no idea what that is, but for some reason, Thumanor of Treepool.
I've seen this before.
Yes, you gotta have the Sir Action Slacks reference at some point. Someone has to do it. Wow. Even little boy knows what it is.
I told you, I knew what it was.
It's actually a reference to a sort of assassin's guild that this specific mark belongs to what they refer to as thralls.
Would I know about that, considering I'm part of guild stuff? That's my background.
Yeah, actually, you know that a thrall in this specific guild is someone that is like attempting to be part of the membership, but pass the initial tests, but is willing to serve a person at higher rank until they're able to obtain their rank.
So, guys, I have a feeling that this guy was trying to prove himself to move up in the ranks. We might want to go check out his guild.
Well, and historically, you do know that this is a guild full of vampires.
Oh, and by the way, yeah. So it's a guild of vampires.
So, and they're extremely powerful. So,
What's a vampire?
you know what a vampire. Your character would absolutely know what a vampire is, being a Sun Soul monk.
I want to feign ignorance.
Okay, go ahead and make a deception check.
I come across as sarcastic.
Yeah, pretty much. You're like,
We've already discussed this. My character doesn't understand sarcasm.
Oh,
True.
this one as well.
I personally know how that feels with the I don't understand what sarcasm is. Generally speaking. So you say that and it's like, it's more of a, you try to come off as sarcastic, but it's like more of a scared, like, what's a vampire exactly? So, you realize that Axis is actually part of a vampire assassins guild, or more or less.
They assassinate vampires, or they are vampires?
They are
and
vampires
also assassins.
and assassins. Vampire assassins, you might say.
And then
Look, can I say, look, guys, I know this is interesting and all, but how are we gonna lug this big body back to collect our bounty?
I'll do it.
Not it. I'm not very strong.
As you say that, make a perception check. Wow! How do you roll 2 1s?
I don't know.
I think Gareth poisoned you somehow. Because look at the roll that Gareth had, comparatively to the
Yep.
one that you had.
Because I touched Elfo's hair. Cursed hair.
Both Thunor and Elgar, you guys are like, how are we gonna take this away? And from behind you, you hear, "Oh, that was nice work. It was fun to watch. You almost died," as he points to Thunor.
I point at him and say, "You're a peeping Tom."
I just wanted to see how my people were doing, see if they were gonna actually do it or not. Turns out that you guys have a different way of going about killing people. But in the end, that's what happened.
Oh, is it Captain Benadryl?
It absolutely is. Benadryl?
He's the most antihistamine of them all.
Yeah, Captain Benedict is standing there. He's like, "Good work. You killed him. Do you want some money?"
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like payment for landing the kill shot and tanking for the team.
So here's the plan. I will give you some money now. But what you have to do for me is we still have to find those ballistas. I'm pretty sure there's some boys in there that can tell us exactly where those ballistas are. But what I'll do is I'll get some other boys here and we will take them into quote-unquote custody. And we'll probably beat the information out of them, or you can help us do that. But for the time being, here's some money. And he throws a coin pouch right at Thunor.
I grab the coin pouch and look to see how much is inside.
It's 150 gold.
Whoa.
Can I look at it by myself and not let other people see how much there is?
You can try and do that with some sleight of hand rolling.
Holy shit, he's trying to swim us.
Yeah, no.
Can I guess how much is in from the jingle it made as it flew through the air?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. You're not sure, but it's well over 100.
More than 100
So-
gold in there.
We gonna split this or?
Who's good at math?
I'm pretty good.
I mean, I run my own business.
Yeah, let the trader do the mathematics.
Okay,
So
count it up.
I think I should get a higher percentage because it was my idea in the first place.
Did
to
you do
challenge-
anything
I
actually?
we should just
I
Did you actually
challenged-
do
I
anything?
challenged him to the drinking contest and got him drunk.
He just
That is-
lost his hair during the fight. That was
Oh yeah,
all
that's
he
right. You
I
did
see.
try something. I
I
forgot.
set you up. I set you up for success.
All right, so we've got how much gold is in there?
150.
You don't know that yet, Jenkins.
He said it.
You got it. He has to tell us.
Are you gonna tell him, Thunor?
Yes, it's 150. I'm very loyal to my friends.
You sound very loyal right
He
there.
tried.
So that's 37.50. So how much? So each silver is worth
Each silver, 10 silvers of gold.
10 silvers of gold.
Yep.
Okay.
37 gold, 5 silver each.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Does it make sense?
That
I'm
does.
rich.
Absolutely.
All right. So then each person gets that 37 gold, 5 silver.
All right.
Should I be adding this to my gold column?
Absolutely.
What's EP? I'm guessing
Electrum. That's
platinum.
Electrum. We're ignoring that altogether.
Okay, so
Because-
platinum, gold, ignore silver.
Yep. Electrum is sort of a weird in-between thing.
Cool.
So just to clarify, the other 5 symbols I have, it's copper. What's the next one?
Copper, silver, Electrum,
And the,
gold, and platinum. We're ignoring
Oh, and that's
Electrum
it, we're-
because I don't like it.
okay.
So
We're rich, guys. Nice job.
Yeah, that was good.
all right.
Don't yell that very loudly. We are around a pretty shady part of town.
Anyone
I
have
don't want
a
it to
healing
fight people
potion?
off.
So as the captain throws that to you, he walks into the bar, and you hear a little bit of shouting, and then as they're like shouting at each other, Captain Benedict walks out, and he looks back, and the 3 orcs are like walking out with him, and the one with the sword arm has like pulled it out, and he's like grasping it with his hand, trying to tourniquet the nub, and they're basically following him out, and he's like, "Follow me back to the guild hall, and we will interrogate these boys and try and find out where those ballista are." And that is where we will leave it.
Okay.
So that'll be the end of our session.
Cool.
And then you guys will level up to 4 on this one. And
Do we take a
will-
long rest?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to be fully healed by the time that we get started on the next one.
Rad.
And then, yeah, hopefully it'll be the same time, or we will be posting or talking to you guys about it. I'm going to try and get my work schedule modified so that I can either close or do something else so that we can do it earlier so that European people can watch. So
How do we level up? Should I go on D&D Beyond?
I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and then we will figure all that stuff out. We can either do it now or during this week and get that all taken care of. It's up to you guys. All right, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a lot for hanging around with us. We had a lot of people watching. We still actually have a ton of people watching, so I appreciate that more than you know. We will be hopefully doing this every week. If not, you can check all of our Twitters. Moxie, is there a way that you can put all of our Twitters in the chat, or do you want?
I can.
If you
I
don't
will.
mind, that would be ideal. And then we can get that going hopefully every week, and we will get this stuff on a regular basis. And yes, this will be a continuing campaign. I have this planned out that we could actually play this every week for at least a year before stuff actually starts finishing. So
Wow.
I can draw it out. The original version of this campaign that I've run one time lasted for 2.5 years. So, and it does have an
Thank you
epic
for
conclusion.
DMing.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
Oh man, I'm a 2-foot elf for a year. Oh no.
Well, maybe you'll get a growing potion. Although you
Oh.
really do
You
look
didn't
like
put-
Elfo. You're basically Elfo from Disenchanted, buddy.
You didn't put Garrett's Twitter on there. That's funny.
Man,
You missed
Box.
it.
Gareth is in the chat. Gareth, you can post your own Twitter.
Why are you so lazy? And I did find
I
out
thought
actually
he would have.
that
written his own.
there actually is a plugin for Twitch that I can actually link your guys' character sheets, and they can actually look at your characters if chat wants to.
That's cool.
For D&D Beyond. So if you make your characters in D&D Beyond, we can actually link it into the Twitch, and then I can actually put an overlay over your guys' faces,
Oh, that's cool.
and it will link your D&D Beyond character sheet. So
That's mega
if we
cool.
want to do that, that'd be pretty sweet, just for their information. There's just a lot of really cool stuff I want to figure out between now and next week. So I will have more stuff figured out. I will have more images. I'll try and see if we can get some royalty-free music of some sort that I can play during this and not get in trouble from people and stuff like that. So, and then we will talk. We'll make Jenkins a better character between now.
No, this is good. I'm committed now.
Yeah, we use D&D Beyond to make the characters because it's much easier to track how to make a character because Purge and Jenkins had never made a character before, and then in D&D Beyond I have most of the books available to me so that we had the whole of D&D able to make characters. So we have a lot more options as a whole. And the D&D character sheet, the D&D Beyond character sheet is actually really, really good. So, and I use it.
Just wish you could import it to Roll20.
There might actually be a way to turn it into HTML because that's what the character sheet is. Or I think the character sheet's off that scripting. We might be able to actually transfer it as a whole. There's probably a way to export it in that specific format.
You probably can.
I probably have to Google it, but we'll have stuff figured out before then, and we'll have everything be more official. And then apparently there's a way to do Roll20 streaming mode to where I can actually hide my rolls, and actually everyone can see all your guys' rolls bigger and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
But
cool.
I will be making macros and all the stuff for me as well. So.
Yeah, like once Jenkins can like click stuff. The game,
Yeah.
it's so much more interactive and fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'll have a whole lot more resources by the time we do this. This is more. We've been planning this for a long time, but this is the first time we've actually been able to get together. So I'm excited. Thanks, you guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.